Hello everyone! Welcome to the Dragonborn Industries channel. I am not Ian the Dragonborn Bard. I am instead Steph, aka Little Goblin Girl, and I will be your storyteller for today's game of The Cunning Folk. What is The Cunning Folk? Well, it is a brand new TTRPG system by the folks over at Grim Games. You can find them at grimgames.org, and this system has been written and illustrated by the amazing, clever, talented, gorgeous, wonderful Emily Greymoore. Some of you might know her from Unbalanced Encounters and Rally, or her amazing stuff on TikTok, but she has written a TTRPG, and she has been very, very gracious enough to give us the go-ahead to stream this today and provide us with amazing artwork for our overlays and screens. So thank you, Emily. You are an absolute gem. The Cunning Folk. It is a game of mischief, magic, and revenge. And today our lovely players at the table are going to be inhabiting some of the archetypes of different creatures from specifically Cornish folklore. The cunning folk lurk just outside of our perception. They play tricks on us by hiding our socks when we're already running late, or swapping sugar for salt and spoiling cups of tea. Sure, the odd individual may run afoul of the folk and end up getting eaten, but it was probably their fault for neglecting to leave a bowl of milk by the front door on the night of the spring equinox anyway. Honestly, sometimes it's a wonder why more people don't vanish into the mists. No one seems to think much of manners these days. You never can tell how the folk might get their revenge, but they will have their satisfaction. And those seeking satisfaction with us today are at the table here. Say hello, little archetypes.
Hello. It is us.
It is you. So before we jump straight into the thick of it, let's go around the table and introduce yourselves. So if you can just give a little introduction to who you are, if you're on socials where people can find you, and a little brief overview of the character that you will be playing today. We will start up here with James.
I'm playing a elemental, specifically a Spriggan, which is a Cornish folklore. I'm playing it as very much a earthy sort of ground elemental called Briarwood. It looks like a little tree to start with. It's got a moustache.
Excellent.
Hello, I'm Siobhan. I am on socials as the Selfie Grotto. I crochet, so check that out anyway. And I'm playing Blint, who is a Cornish piskie, who kind of is adorned with like holly leaves and uses light magic to cause mischief. And she kind of really dislikes the tourist trap shops that have just buckets of idols of her form there. Mm-hmm. So she kind of, every chance that she can get, goes to kick them over. Yeah.
Excellent, lovely.
Hello, I'm Dave, General Nerdy Boy. Full title. I'm playing the Owlman of Mornin for this one, which is just a wonderful folktale of. It started with, I think it was two girls in a graveyard saw this strange, creepy owl man. I love that it was probably just an owl. So yeah, just generally I want to play this as a sort of old man winter, sort of death enshrouded. He's playing as like the beast. So just that idea of like the predator prowling, quite silent, stony mask. Could be a lot of fun.
I am Jack. You can find me on Instagram with WDFIE Woodfie. I'm currently playing a little mushroom boy called Otto. Based off the Cornish folklore of the Bucca, I think it's pronounced. Yep. They can take many forms. He was currently a little form of a little mushroom, quite barky, and is also a crone. So
Love that.
Yes.
Lovely.
I'm Alex. I'm going to be playing a Tommyknocker, which is a kind of a hobgoblin miner from Cornish folklore. Very mischievous. They used to steal unattended tools and food. They would warn miners of inevitable cave-ins, and if respected, they would lead miners out of the caves to safety.
I'm Walker, and don't worry about following me on anything. I am also playing a knocker, and its name is Knocker. And it's just this little androgynous dude covered in soot with tiny little antlers and really, really big, dark, marbly eyes. Yeah.
Lovely, yeah. So those are our players and a short introduction to our characters. Because in the Cunning Folk, you don't have classes, you have archetypes. The Elemental, the Beast, the Trickster, the Light, and the Crone. These can take inspiration from all sorts of things. Folklore is rich, diverse, and varied. But for us, we're a Cornish crew. We're going for a Cornish theme this Christmas time. So we're going to be learning a little bit more about these creatures as they evolve throughout the game, because the great thing about the Cunning Folk is that you can level up and down in a game very, very, very quickly. It's a D6 system. We are learning this system as we go, so we might have a few moments where things have to stop and we check rules, but we really love this system. I really love this system. I think it's really exciting, and it is very much based in collaborative storytelling and improvisation, so we are really going on the fly with this today. So, is everyone ready to hop right into it?
Yes.
Amazing. So, the nights get colder. The light fades quicker. The first nip of Jack Frost at the window begins to creep in. The mortals, the humans, lock their doors, huddle round the fire and tell their stories. And they give thanks to the creatures of this world that keep them safe. They give them offerings to prevent any misfortune and avoid any slights. Light through the woods to a still well, the runoff of water from the mines pooling in a serene and wooded area. Ragged ribbons tied to branches, some 50, 60 years old, now starting to decay, some fresh, bright, colourful. Gifts of holly and mistletoe adorn these branches. And then a cut of a serrated knife as they all fall one by one into the stagnant water below. A cairn, a pile of rocks growing ever taller, ever towards the sky. Each loss is mourned and placed and remembered with a rock. A pair of worn, calloused hands reaches and removes a rock from the centre pile, causing tumbling and cascading down the beacon, down into the quarries below. Memories forgotten. Into the depths, deep in the mines, a strain of tin and a little light flickering, the crust of a pastry tossed aside, a gift so that they may not lose their way. But the gift never makes it, and the mining folk are lost. The lap of waves against the shore, the smell of salt and brine in the air, the light lamps flicker as a basket of fish is left on a doorstep, a gift to the waves. May the fishing be plentiful in the morrow. But a cat slinks along the cobbled path and pinches a mackerel from the basket. You all have your offerings. Except the Owlman. Nothing is left for you. The beast is to be feared. The beast is lurking in every crevice and every shadow. You don't go down to the graveyard after dark. And you love the dark. And yet, lately, candlelight starts to appear at each gravesite, pushing you back further and further from your homestead. These gifts, these placations. This is an offence. This is wrong. this isn't how things were meant to be. And while these things started slowly at first, they are becoming more frequent, more overt, and it will not stand. You find yourselves called by the biggest beast of them all onto the moors, deep from your underground homes, your coastal residence, your cairns, your woodland, your graveyard, to Bodmin Moor, where a large panther-like creature with fangs that shine and gleam, eyes that pierce, sits, tail flicking idly. Well, children, what are we to do? We know that our offerings have become lessened lately. What say you all? Have you too felt that the mortals are not behaving as they should?
Ain't seen no one in our mine for a while.
New sure.
No pasties.
Can't have it.
They deserve recompense, they do.
Got no respect.
Down the trees.
My mask just rattles.
Well said, Alvin. Well said.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, what you said.
My kitties have been prowling the towns, and I have made a few discoveries of which you should know and be on the lookout for. There is a mortal man calling himself the Truth Teller. He has been slandering our names, telling folk that the Piskies and the Knockers and the Spriggans are nothing to be feared, that we do not exist. They have called us into myth and question. And so the offerings are less and less. And I have discovered through these means that this truth teller has been taking what is offered anyway. Now, I have my place here amongst the moors, but you have the ability to roam. Should you choose to, we should rise up together, fight back, show the mortals that we are real, we are here, and we are to be feared. What say you? Every time, right on, Alman, yes.
Gotta get on, gotta get on.
Start knocking.
Yeah, not gonna run.
Sounds good.
Well, if we are in agreement, in accord, we know the solstice is nearly upon us, and the mortals are hiding in their little holes more than usual. But this truth teller seems to be liking the cover of darkness. Perhaps the night is a good place to look for him. I believe the closest village is his residence. And you would all know that the nearest village to all of your residences is a beautiful kind of like cobbled little street with thatched cottages where the chimneys puff smoke out into the skies. There's a little bit of a coastal town nearby, but there's the general hubbub and movement of people and markets, and you've never had much bother from the mortals before. You get the odd person who, forgets to chuck their pasty down the mine, but you know how to deal with that. But you know of this town fairly well, though maybe you've not visited too often for fear of being seen.
So am I right in saying the suggestion is to start in that town to figure out where the truth teller is?
The beast will let you know that he has discovered that this is where the truth teller lives.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as the Cunning Folk, you can play the long game or the short game should you wish. It is entirely in your hands about how you go about gaining information about this truth teller or how you go about getting your revenge. So your actions will decide what happens with the story and where we go in it.
Yeah.
Are there any old mines near this little town?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Riddled with them.
Hollow is the earth.
Yeah. We can see if there are any whispers coming out from the mines.
I think that's a good place to start, that is.
Yeah. Do you like a mine?
I say we go house by house. Just the first one we come across.
I can see what the birds, the bees, and the trees say.
Oh man, just really likes the sound of just the darkness. So he's going to go and perch on every roof he can find and just observe quietly.
So it sounds like we are in the reconnaissance phase of this revenge plot. So let's start with the knockers then. Deep in the mines, you are very aware of a mining schedule. You know that they are up with the dawn and ready to dig. You see these men with hard hats with lamps affixed to them, a canary in a cage to kind of guide their way, and all clutching in a paper bag their pasties for the day, ready to have for their lunch, but also leave a little for the Tommy knockers. Are you already in the mines, or are you following a particular group?
Stalk 'em.
Yeah? Cling to the shadows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, any shadows that are cast away from the lamps that they have, so like kind of jumping around from rock to rock, and we're kind of quite dusty,
Yeah.
covered in old charcoal and soot and stuff like that. So
Maybe there's like a cheeky giggle as we step forward. Like,
Ooh, nice. So a
love that that's
cheeky giggle sounds like it might be a little bit of mischief to me.
yeah, Mister.
So we are going to make our first roll, which is going to be a mischief roll. So you are level 1 characters, so that you have 1d6 in your pool. You are looking for a 4 to a 6 for a success. Anything below that is going to be a fail.
1.
2.
Ooh, so you are each going to take a point of luck. So you can mark a luck on your sheet. As we progress through the story, if a character should fail on a check, that luck point can then be used later on to add or take away more dice from their pool, so they can have another crack at it. But you have a luck point now, but that echoes in ways you didn't expect throughout the mine, to the fact that one miner kind of turns around and makes direct eye contact with you, and he is just frozen in spot going, oh, boys, oh, it's the Tommy knockers! And he's going to drop his lantern, and the light within it spurts and flickers into darkness, as this section of the mine is now completely blank and dark.
And we can hear their footsteps, I presume.
You can hear their footsteps, yes. They are quite muddled at the moment.
Yeah. So they can't see where they're going either.
This particular little group here can't. You can see that there are lights further down the mine, but in this particular area, he has panicked, and it's had a bit of a domino effect on the people around him.
maybe when the lights go out, I'm just going to be like, oh! And then be like, pastry, sorry.
Let's take a pasties.
Yeah, and just follow the scent.
Can we try and steal their pasties in the dark?
You can
Well,
try
they're
and steal their
Panicked
pasties in the
and
dark.
running in the.
Roll a mischief to see if you can nick a pasty in the dark.
Oh, fuck.
You can use the luck point now.
Good. 5.
5, success.
So it's 4 to 6 for a success.
Yes, it is.
And a luck point allows you to re-roll.
Yes.
Okay.
So a failure and a success. On a success, you can level up. So we have a level 2 knocker in the house.
So I just like
Unfortunately,
cross out one square to
Yep, so
represent.
you move up your square. So I've got a lovely completed sheet from Emily here. This won't show up on the screen, but I'll show the players. So as you kind of move up your levels, you can colour them in to say where you're at. So you've now unlocked a new magic with that, and unfortunately you have taken another luck point. So this is going to be a bit of a mix of things going on here. We'll start with the failure. I think as you go to kind of steal this miner's pasty, what do you grab onto instead?
Yeah, why not? Okay.
Go with the flow.
Yeah. No, maybe just a big ball of old wet tissues in his pocket.
Oh, delicious. Yeah, you bring out these soggy handkerchiefs. They're just coated in snot and soot, and everything is just you, on the other hand, swede, potatoes, onion and skirt, all wrapped up in one buttery pastry. Oh, 'tis
There's-
some handsome.
There's no etiquette about it. I'm just going to be like... Spat everywhere.
I'll try and get a nibble.
And as you devour this pasty, you feel a transformation come about you. Can you describe what it looks like as your form also levels up?
So, originally, I was just this little doll-sized being with, like, mutton chops and, like, a top hat covered in, like, soot and coal. Like a Victorian suit with a little bow tie, and I'm just gonna get a bit taller, but then I'm gonna like start growing like a bit of a beard and a mustache, a bit more unkept,
Ooh, nice.
and yeah, just a little bit more in stature.
Amazing, lovely. Have a think about where you would like to go from here, but we are going to go across, I think, to the Spriggan. What are you doing in your reconnaissance phase?
I'm going out into the forest and seeing if the animals have potentially heard of anything, or they've seen anything, or just kind of getting a general off like nature. Are people starting to disrespect nature more because they're trying to expand the village, or is the sort of waters telling a story as well?
Okay. So let's say that you you kind of go down to a sort of babbling brook. How does it look as the Spriggan tries to sort of like commune with nature?
Just tries to get like a feel for nature, maybe like putting his hand through the water, see if the waters have changed, temperature, or there's more like human pollutants in the water and like in the fields, like is there fertilizer that's come in and things like that. Just kind of getting a sense for like winds are changing.
Sure. Yeah, you do so, and you kind of spend minutes, hours getting in tune with the land around you, hearing the kind of rustling of leaves, and you can hear in the distance the hubbub of the village. And sometime later, you feel a little plop, against your knee.
Just kind of looking around just to see where it's come from.
Hello, I'm down here, mate.
Hello.
And you look down and you can see this almost like little bubble of roiling water, and it is a water sprite. All right, mate.
You're right there, little sprite. How? Yeah, not too bad. Have you heard much about this truth teller?
Oh, mate, yeah.
What's he been going around saying? He's saying that we're not real. Our offerings have depleted and diminished.
Oh, you're telling me. Thing is, as well, they've been building dams.
They haven't.
I lost 4 kids.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Honestly, mate, it's a good job we've got 4,000, because tell you what, that was it would have been bad.
4,000, you say?
Yeah, little droplets.
Oh, bless them. When they're so young as well.
Oh, no, well,
Um,
you know.
Where are these dams?
Oh, they've been building them out from the village. I say them, this will be making blockades and things. Not letting nature flow as it should, you know.
Not letting nature do its thing. How monstrous.
Unbelievable scenes.
Where's the nearest one?
Oh, I'll be, actually, if you follow this brook down, it'll take you more to a stream. The stream turns into a river, and then the river feeds in from the ocean. They've been out on the beaches, my cousin said. He's a piece of algae. He's been telling me these stories, right? They've been making, like, what's it called? What is they calling them? Dunes? And he's been disrupting things, making things a bit more difficult for, you know, the flow of things to get going. But he says that there's some fella down there at the shore who's been giving it all the gift of gab, telling people what to do, where to build, and what's good for them and whatnot. Bastard.
With that, I was like, so you just follow the river down?
Yeah, no. Listen, mate, all streams lead to the ocean.
With that, I can imagine there's like a sort of tree, and only being sort of like almost like a tiny stick with sort of like a little French moustache. Climb up the tree and make a little boat out of it, and just kind of hold myself still as much as I can to try and go down the river.
Okay, so I'm going to make you roll a mischief for this because you're interacting with a key object here.
4.
Yep, you managed to build a fairly serviceable little raft, which can take you down the river like some sort of children's storybook, and I love it. So you can also level up. So as the kind of stream goes out into the river and the banks swell and the kind of geography here starts to change, how does your Spriggan change?
So the sprouts on his body kind of start growing around, the leaves on his head start growing around almost to hide his face, sort of like around his body as well as hidden. So all you can see are the sort of 2 eyes hidden amongst these leaves. And instead of this little sort of like French moustache, it's more like a Hulk Hogan moustache that's just poking out of it.
Is your evolution just all going to be facial hair?
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent facial
He
hair.
finally grows a beard.
James living out his dream.
Yeah. Art imitates life.
Incredible. So yeah, you can mark off another level on your sheet.
Yeah.
As you start to traverse down the river towards the ocean. Let's go over to the crone.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I think I would probably try and find the very first house that I can come across when I enter the village.
Okay.
Maybe go through like a little cat flap or something. So Otto's got these little really stumpy legs. And his little hands has like 2 fingers and a thumb. And he'll sort of just try and get in the house and see if anyone's about.
Okay. I'm going to make you roll a mischief to see if you can get in the house,
Okay,
first of
that's
all.
fine.
Getting through the cat flap seems pretty mischievous.
That's a 2.
Oh, so take a point of luck.
Alright.
You try and get through the cat flap, and there's just this face directly in front of you, pressed against the flap.
Okay.
It is a kind of smoky grey tomcat with like frazzled whiskers and like a one fang tooth and part of a missing ear.
Get out of the way, you bugger! Fine, I'll go around the back.
It's a long way around for little legs.
Especially with the stumpy legs.
Oh, I love him.
Is there like maybe an open window that perhaps he could like listen in?
I would say, yeah, you can see that there is an open window. It leads onto the kitchen of this house where a starry gazy pie has been left on the windowsill to cool. So for those of you not of the Cornish persuasion, a starry gazy pie is a big pastry pie that is filled with fish, and you traditionally have the heads and tails of mackerel kind of decorating the top of it. So that's what you see in the windowsill.
Can I see anyone inside?
you can see inside there is a woman in her maybe like 50s. She's got a little apron on and it has a rolling pin and is rolling out pastry. And you can see as you look in, there are more of these pies all over the tables, and she has like a roaring hearth where she is cooking pie after pie after pie.
Okay. I'm gonna try and have a little munch on one of these pies.
Okay.
You probably just kind of squeeze it in the window. And you just kind of look around. Yes. And he would just try and eat, like, cover as much as he can and try and get out of there.
Mischief.
Yes, please. That's a 1.
Come on, Otto.
It's another luck point for you.
That's another one.
You got that point from the last time you
I
could.
could. I'll save him.
How much do you want to
Same.
buy? Wow.
Jack's hoarding. Yeah, you are. Oh, the mackerel is delicious. But it is this. You've picked a pie that is fresh out of the oven. It is boiling hot, and I think there's just like this like sizzle of frying mushroom as you start to eat it.
Trying to pat his own tongue away. Okay. I see there's no information here. Okay. What would he do next?
You hear the woman sigh as this frazzled cat kind of like wraps itself around her legs. Oh, Tom, I can't feed you just yet. I gotta get all these pies done for the solstice. I'll tell you what, Mr. Mayor will be some angry with me if they're not all done. Feed the bloody 5,000, this is.
Okay. Take a little mental note of that name. I think you would go back outside. Is there like a little sort of back garden to this sort of little cottage,
Yeah.
perhaps? I think he'll try and find like maybe a little pile of grass or something to kind of hide himself in, and try and keep an eye on these pies and see where they go.
Okay,
Eye on the pie.
yeah. Oh, I
Eye on the
love that.
pie.
Eye on the pie.
That's good.
Roll another mischief to see
Okay.
how well you can stay hidden.
That's the table.
Really?
It's a 4.
That is a success.
Okay.
So you hunker down in this little pile of grass. What does it look like as you remain hidden and start to feel yourself change?
Yeah. Otto would definitely, his limbs would get a little longer, maybe perhaps a little thicker. He's already quite bulbous, but he probably gets a little even more bulbous, and he maybe grows like another finger on each hand. So he's got 3 fingers and a thumb now. Oh, more of a claw.
Some bloody dexterous.
I think his beady little eyes will probably stay the same size, even though he grows to maybe like 3 foot or whatever the size it is. He'll just try his best to conceal himself in this moment.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Lovely. And we will return to see what you see from your hiding spot later. Pisky,
Hello.
what are you up to?
I think she's going to head to the cairns just to kind of scope out what the situation is there, like kind of what, if there was, because was it like tampering or was it just that they were kind of not being kind of
There was
built?
actual tampering.
Yeah, okay.
Mm.
I think she's going to go and just kind of scope out if kind of what the damage is,
Sure.
I guess, and see if there's any kind of clues. Look for clues.
Look for clues. So yeah, you head up this beacon, this kind of mound of earth with a well-trodden path, where these cairns have been basically destroyed, like a horrible Jenga. They've all tumbled down. Make a mischief to see if you can find any clues. Oh, there's a lot of stones. There's a lot of stones. Actually, this stone is really gorgeous. This is a really nice stone, and I think you get a little too distracted by the pretty stones.
Yeah, makes sense.
You so you will take a point of luck on that one.
Ooh. Okay. In that case, I'll kind of rip my eyes away from the really shiny stones, and kind of look around, just like if there's any like footprints that lead anywhere, or like any kind of just anything, basically.
There are a lot of footprints going back and forth. This is a well-trod area for the mortals. You can look out across to see the village where this truth teller is meant to be from, and you see that they seem to be setting up gazebos and tents and stringing lights up in the village. And something catches your eye in amongst the rocks. It's a little glint of gold.
Just gonna grab it.
Okay.
Go straight for it.
It seems to be some sort of coin. Not the kind of coin that you've seen the humans use in trade. It's got little holes on either side, as if it was attached to something else at some point, and seems a little bit more decorative, almost as nice as that shiny rock.
Are the decorations, like, does it have a specific, like, kind of a figure on it, or is it just kind of like a pattern on it?
Make another mischief to see if you can recognise anything here.
3.
I'm afraid not. You can't read.
Oh yeah.
But I tell you what, some pretty.
Cool. I think she just pockets it, like, ooh, that's a bit alright, isn't it? Kind of puts it under the holly cloak. In that case, I think she's going to head towards those pretty sparkly gazebos that are next to the lights.
Lovely. And as you do so, night is starting to draw in. The day is getting dark. Owlman, this is your time. Where are you going to, Owlman?
So I think in his little owlet form, he's going to start in the graveyard, seeing if anyone's around. As long as there's nobody too close by, he's just going to try and... Because at the moment in his tiny little form, he'd be forgiven for looking like an owl. He's just this little clump, sort of owl size, of sort of feathers, slick feathers and little mammal bones and bits, with the face of this sort of porcelain mask, like an owl mask. And that's all he is. He just kind of like glitters away. So he's just kind of finding any candles that are left by any gravestones and just kind of like where he can, just to make it dark again, just as he likes.
That sounds like a mischief to me.
That is a 4.
That is a 6. You tell me how you extinguish these flames.
So he gets, so it's this sort of like mass of feathers and dirt, and he just kind of lifts a bit of a skirt up and just like, on these, just anywhere he can, just nearby grave, just bring about that darkness.
Yeah, and the darkness does, with each little and bloom of smoke, the darkness descends upon your home once again.
This only makes him fine. Was that a success?
That is a success. So as the darkness comes in, what happens to the Owlman?
So, again, this mass of feathers and small mammal bones starts to sort of sculpt itself upwards, the mask going upwards with it, into, not too high, just the form, the loose sort of, slightly uncanny form of a sort of child with the mask, but still very much the feathers and the bones.
Down, Dave.
Scuttling around this graveyard.
We've gone from mushroom boy
Yep. Oh yeah.
to owl child.
Owl child. Is there anybody around the graveyard? At night time, I'd imagine, not so much.
It's quiet at night
Dark.
and dark,
Yeah.
but you do hear a giggling coming from the old side of the churchyard, where the older graves reside, where they're starting to kind of fall in, where the badgers have kind of loosed earth around and things are a little bit forgotten and neglected. You hear giggling and you turn and you can see just a slight flicker of light coming from that side.
Excellent. Well, there's more light to be extinguished. So with my little stumpy legs, just sort of work my way over, kind of peering around the side of buildings, not wanting to expose myself too much.
You can see, sat on one of these kind of raised granite graves, two younger boys, maybe in their teens, who are trying to stuff a pipe. But there's a lot of tobacco going everywhere. They're not quite getting it. They're a little bit pimply. They are a little bit unkempt. They've got a bottle of what looks like some ale between them as well, as they have a little lantern with them. Oh, come on! You just got to stuff it in there. You ever seen my dad do it before? I got it. I know what to do. Yeah, but you clearly don't. Yeah, but I do. So shut up. And you can hear them bickering about how best to stuff this pipe.
Perfect. You said they have an oil lantern with them.
They do.
It's gotta go. The rest of it, he'd usually let slide, but not in this churchyard. Okay, so you just kind of try and scutter behind graves, so constantly putting something between myself and the boys, and get as close as I can to this oil lamp to try
Excellent. Lovely. Yeah,
and knock
so
it over. Or
you get a little
extinguish it.
closer and closer, and you can hear more of like their conversation as they're still. Like this tobacco is really getting pushed in there now. You must think it must be like half the way up the kind of the pipe by now. Oh, is your mum making you go to this stupid festival thing? Yeah, totally. She's got a whole thing at the moment. She said that like the mayor's been like bleating on and on about like how we've got to like stand up for ourselves and be independent or something. But thing is, like my mum is like dead scared that the Piskies are gonna come and like eat me or something if we don't put the offerings out. Oh my god, mine too. She keeps like leaving fish out all the time. Yeah, house stinks. And you can hear them having this conversation.
Amazing. Okay, noting that the mayor character, he's got to go. We'll be eating him later. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to try and how close am I to the boys?
I would say that you are very little right now.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you can, and with you, this is your terrain.
Yeah.
You know this graveyard like the back of your wing. So I think you can get. If you would like to go behind the grave, you could be positioned very close.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I'll place myself behind the grave, see the boys, make sure they're kind of looking away at the time, and just try and reach and grab the lamp.
Mischief.
Let's go. I get 2 now.
You
That's
do.
exciting.
You get 2 in your pool.
Oh, that's a 4
And
and a 2.
4 and a 2. So, at level 2, what kind of check is this? Let me decide. Yeah, I think I'm gonna let that succeed. It's just grabbing a lamp.
Yeah.
What do you do with this lamp?
I immediately stuff it into my feathers and chest and just run away. So it's
Okay.
just
You can just
extinguish
hear
the
them go.
light.
And the owlman, the beast, changes again.
Oh god, yeah, of course.
Yeah, level up happens quick in this.
Those poor boys. Okay, so I now have the lamp kind of extinguished in my feathers, so it's really dark. I can see them trying to fumble over this pipe. And kind of, again, that sort of growing the feathers pile up, builds out, the mask moves higher, so I sort of emerge from behind this grave. Look one of them dead in the eyes with my little mask.
Oh wow.
Is this okay?
Yeah.
Good. And I just go,
Wow. Okay.
boys in the graveyard, that's what you get.
That's a life lesson for any of you teens out there.
Yep.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah.
They actively wet themselves. Yeah, they are petrified. This is a big mischief. And this is, you are actively being seen
Yes.
by mortals.
Yes.
So this is going to be a hard... This is going to be a hard task, I think, to try and get them to kind of respond to you. I'm going to need 3 successes for this to work.
Sure, that's completely fair. Oh, that is a 6, a 3, and a 2.
6, a 3, and a 2.
Big fail.
One of them promptly faints, knocking his head on the grave, and he's like, Darren! And is preoccupied in kind of helping his friend, and also caught between wanting to just get out of there as quick as he can. But he's going to then try and throw the pipe at you, kind of showering you with tobacco. It's the only thing he has to try and defend himself. And as this tobacco kind of like covers you and kind of, I think, gets up all in your face and in your feathers, it shrinks you back down to your previous form on your second level.
Superb. I scuttle away back inside the church.
Incredible scenes. Knockers, one of you's just out of pasty. What are you doing from here?
Feeling bitter.
We want to follow the miners and listen out to any stories they may be telling.
Okay, lovely, yeah. You can do so easily. You follow the miners down. I think you spend a lot of the day watching them work from the shadows. But around lunchtime, they're kind of sat on barrels and boxes, and they've got their pasties and are eating, and, you know, trading just general chat about, Belinda the other day was going on, bending my ear, this, that, and the other. And there's a moment where the conversation lulls a little bit, and one of the younger miners kind of looks around and goes, "So, this your solstice, eh? Bit different this year, innit?" And this very, I think, a miner that you two would know pretty well. You've seen him for many, many years, from his first day to 2 days from retirement. He's grizzled, like the soot from the mines is caked deep into his wrinkled skin, as he kind of takes a bite of his pasty. "Oh, tell me about it, son. 'Tis some different this year. Not the way of things, that's what I think. Not that we can say that, mind you, but I shan't be partaking. I shall be celebrating the solstice in my usual way, thank you very much." "Oh, you can't be saying that, sir. You can't be saying that. You know what'll happen if you don't agree with him." "Well, I don't agree with him. And I did say my father didn't agree with him. And my father's father didn't agree with him. I've been working these mines for too many years. I've seen too many good men lost to the knockers not to pay my dues."
Can I take this opportunity to start going like, knock, knock, knock,
Creep.
knock, 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 knock.
Mischief! So you're gonna roll your 1.
6.
Oh, fantastic. That is a great success. Tell me what you want from this knocking to happen.
I want the miner's statement to be validated by the existence of the knockers in the mine.
Incredible. Okay. So yeah, there's this kind of hushed reverence that falls across the little alcove here. And this older miner, he rips the crimping from his pasty and he tosses it over his shoulder. And one by one, every single miner rips off his crust, tosses it away. Plentiful offerings for the knockers today. You can level up. What does it look like as you become Knocker 2.0?
2.0.
Say that again louder, Dave.
Some bloody knocker.
Thank you.
We were saying that in the car.
I'll be saying it all afternoon.
Still very small, pale humanoid with a big head. Still that essential shape, but arms get a bit longer, body gets a bit taller. Knocker is Winnie the Poohing it, and every time Knocker gets bigger, the jacket stays the same size. So it's just like a little bit of a 3/4 length thing now, just a slightly more larger shape than before.
Brilliant, lovely. Is there anything else that the Knockers are looking for from this situation?
Yeah.
Should we steal their canary?
Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah?
I mean, they were just nice to us, but okay.
Not enough, mate.
Lessons got to be learned.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you just bitter now because I'm eating pasty?
Yeah, I think I probably would be like... Maybe because they didn't offer any to me, or you got it all. I'm just...
I got all of the ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to try and steal the canary?
Yeah.
It is in a cage. So...
Or
Yeah.
maybe I'll open the cage and just
Open the
let
cage.
it
Okay.
free.
I'm going to need... And to do this successfully, I'm going to need 2 successes on this one.
Okay. Well, 6 and a 3.
So that is unfortunately not a success. Have you got any luck you can burn?
No, I spent
No.
it.
Ooh. Yeah.
Would a luck dice like replace a roll? So like 6 and 3. If I rolled a 5 on the next one, would that replace a 3?
It would replace the 3. Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, you want to get, if you want to get 3 successes, and say you rolled a 4 and a 6
Yeah.
and a 1, and you're like, I can burn a luck point here. So you would re-roll that 1 to try and change your feet.
Can I use a spell to give him luck, even though I'm not there?
Talk to me.
My level 1 fluke, so I'm allowed to gift my luck points to other folk.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'll let you do that. I think because you're hiding in the grass and you're very at one with the earth right now, I think you feel the vibrations of the Knockers up to no good, and you feel this kind of mote of a twist of fate. So I will let you roll again, see if you can get that second success.
Thanks, dude, but no good.
That's alright. You gotta try.
No, I got
So
one.
So you try again, you're rattling at the door of
Yeah,
this canary
just
cage,
rattling the cage.
and the canary's just there shaking its head at you.
Not animate.
While we've got all these miners though sitting around having their pasties, can we use our spell wish to get the deepest desire of anyone you see? So maybe the old miner seems
Sure.
useful.
So you're going to level down for your failure, but you are going to take a luck point. Oh, hang on, are you? Let me change that. Oh no, sorry, it's just a luck point, not a down.
Okay.
Sorry, that's me misreading the rules. Yes, you can use your magic. So you want to find the deepest desire
Yes.
of this guy. Okay. I think you tune in to the kind of frequency of this guy, and you get the feeling of a warm bath,
That's my deepest desire.
suds, a big like pint of cider, and for the aches and pains of his old body just to stop. He wants to retire so badly.
I'll just sort of nod my head while I'm eating at the end of a pasty. Just think about that one. Oh, could be useful.
Lovely. Dave, apologies because I misread that. You are still on your level 3.
Oh, am I?
You're
Oh.
big old owl man.
Oh,
It's
right.
if you over succeed, you level down. That was me misreading. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Just average.
That's absolutely fine.
Just average Dave.
It was just
Average owl.
It was just a firm biffing. Yeah, that's all right. Fun with that. Just a solid biff.
Lovely. Spriggan,
Yes,
you're floating out to sea, mate.
yes mate.
What's your purpose?
I'm going down towards where they're trying to create the dunes to see if I can find out why they're doing it and if I can stop them.
Sure. So your little boat kind of takes you out towards, I think an estuary is the best description of it at this point. So it's a river that's starting to get a little bit briny towards the sea, and it will start to kind of then get a little smaller again as you start to reach the sand. Like you end up going through a tunnel, which is bizarre because it's in the middle of, you know, the sand and the sea, and you start to realise that it is man-made as you are shot out onto a little trickle of water that starts to run across the sands towards the sea.
As I shoot out, I'm like, whee! Letting the wind through my leaves.
Ah, lovely. Yeah, there are a group of people on the beach at this point. They are. There are some who are swimming. There are some who are setting up what looks like a giant bonfire. And yeah, there's a general milling of people around here at the moment.
I'm going to try and sort of like hide sort of in the sort of like brush to kind of watch them.
Sure.
You said it's sort of like wintry time.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to go over and try and speak to one of the seagulls and just ask them to do like a bird's eye view and report back to me.
Amazing.
Here's Stephen Seagal.
Oh!
Can you have a look on these people, see if they're locals or emmets?
Well, dear boy, I can do my best. Now, here's the thing. I bet you were expecting me not to sound like this, but I'll have you know that I'm actually a very intelligent bird, and anything that happens to me in the future is purely down to humanity.
I take my leaf.
Roll a mischief to see if you can convince him.
It's the 2, isn't it?
Yeah. I want 1 success on this one.
Yeah, a 5.
Okay. Yeah. What does he do? Yeah, he'll go, well, what exactly do you want from me, good sir?
I want to see why they're building the bonfire and if that person out at sea is actually swimming or drowning.
Oh, I can do that. If he is drowning, do you want me to give him an extra push?
You can put on him, it's fine.
Excellent. Tally ho! And he'll kind of like lift off. While this is happening, how do you change?
So he kind of just looks around, he sees like a bit of like leftover fishing net, he kind of uses that to kind of make almost like a dress out of it. He uses some reeds that he's found to make a little skirt. The leaves around his head kind of fall off, and he kind of uses a little bit of rope that he finds as well to make like a little crown. He picks up a shell and a pointy stick if he needs it to jab at the tourists. And his moustache just grows that little bit longer.
That's what I was waiting for. Brilliant. So yeah, you watch Steven Seagal go around. You watch as he defecates on this swimmer in the ocean. And he does, you see him kind of like land on top of the unlit bonfire. And he'll kind of stay there for a few moments. More. Until finally he kind of like comes back holding a stick just cause and will come and sit back by you. Well, that was a jolly good time, I'll tell you that, sir. Honestly, the reconnaissance I've done today, top notch. I'd give myself a medal if I could.
Thank you, Brigadier. And I just give him a little shell. It's got like a fish head in it.
Baba would be proud. Well, I've learned that man was indeed swimming like a loon. It's freezing. So I gave him a good old poop and he went, oh good, luck.
They are strange.
They are the strangest of beasts. But what I discovered, they're building a bonfire for the solstice. Do you see the gentleman over there in the pointy hat?
It holds up, he finds like 2 glass bottles that have just been left and uses them as binoculars.
Quite. Well, that, sir, apparently is the sort of bigwig around these parts, the man in charge, the top boy, you get my drift?
10-4.
Indeed. Well, he is apparently wanting to decommission the bonfire. Heinous. We've always had a bonfire on the solstice, it's how things are done. That's what the other chap said. He's the one in the shorts, even though it's freezing.
They are a weird bunch down here.
The weirdest.
Is he wearing sandals and socks?
I quite enjoy that fashion choice. But regardless, Pointy Hat Man has decreed that the bonfire must come down, that there shall be no such nonsense on his watch.
While he's sort of like, I guess he's just down there kind of telling them to take it down sort of thing. So there's some fish in it. If you just get all of your buddies to swarm him, I've heard. And I lean in and go, he's got a pasty.
You see Stephen's eyes kind of like almost cross as like a very primal base instinct sort of takes over him. Oh!
and he's not got it close to his body.
Roll. I want 2 successes on this because this is gonna break Stephen's conditioning. You're setting off a chain of events here.
2 4s and a 3.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Matt. He goes, and so it shall be, and he will like tilt his head back and do that weird thing that the seagulls do when they're going, oh, and from the horizon, the cliff faces erupt with these like winged creatures who, and they just start to swarm and swoop and descend. You know how they say in Australia during magpie season that they get real like aggressive and swoopy? It's like that, but seagulls. And they start dive bombing the people on the beach. The guy in the ocean is just covered in seagull shit, and people start kind of like trying to back them away and start to take sticks to fend them off. And you know, if you were to put a soundtrack to it, it would be like watching Saving Private Ryan, but seagulls. There's one with like a broken wing at the side, a bit like, leave me, never boy, never, we'll come back for you, and all this. This is like prime time war TV going on for you right now.
Oh, what's it like, the Dam Busters? They all just kind of take off. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
As that's kind of happening, I try and just kind of keep myself hidden in a way, just so they obviously just watching the seagulls kind of make the man in the shorts that's trying to stop the bonfire just kind of give up and go home.
He does. He's not having any of this. He's had enough. You see him throw down a bundle of sticks he's carrying and start kind of storming up off the beach.
With that, is everyone off the beach, or is it just him that's gone and walked away?
Everyone is kind of freaked out by what's going on right now. So they are sort of scattering, but it's a big beach. People are still kind of around, but he's the one who is stropping big time. It's insult to injury.
Just trying to think what else I can do. I kind of want to help, like almost like make the wood like around more visible to add to the bonfire. So people are like, oh, there's wood laying around. We can add it to the bonfire, and it kind of creates that sense of community with it.
Okay. I would say for this one, you can use your seagull army to get more wood. I would say I want 3 successes on this.
With my other mischief, did I level up as well?
Yes, you
with the
did.
seagulls?
That's it. Gotta remind me because I will forget.
So as he's busy watching them, he's kind of just looking around and trying to find all this extra wood. He finds like a tree stump that's rotten to the core, and he just kind of puts on as like a helmet. He finds some more leaves and like fishing wire and a crab basket to kind of make almost like an armour. So he's almost like a knight with a wooden stump on his head. And again, he just peels his moustache out. As it peels down, it just trundles down that little bit longer, and he goes, yes. Kind of uses the salty waters kind of style it.
You're doing well.
Table. Only 2.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the seagulls are almost causing too much of a disruption, and they're getting so into it that they're getting a little bit carried away, and they've started like basically playing war games together now in the sky. Tally ho, hip hip good chap, I say. And they get a little too distracted to be able to achieve that effect for you. But that was a very, very interesting and good turn from Spriggan. Little mushroom boy.
Hello.
You are hiding in your little hut of grass. And during the day, you see more and more pies being brought out, and you see a gaggle of women enter this home and start kind of taking out the pies, to the point where like a couple of them stop for a chat at the back door. This poor lady who's been baking all day is looking frazzled, and she's having a conversation with someone at the back door. She's like, well, I think I done it all. I think I got all of them. I tell you what, Mary, you're a saint, you are. I did never know such a thing as this. We did say we'd help, but you didn't need to take the task on by yourself. Well, I didn't have much choice, did I, Gladys? Because you've been making all them jam tarts, haven't you? And, you know, Linda down the road, she's been having to do all the salads. Who's going to eat that anyway? But they have an extended conversation about this extensive menu that seems to be being put together. But while they're having this conversation, the sons kind of come home, dragged by their mums, some of them, to start taking out the pies. And you can see them start to be led towards the town square where there are all these gazebos and lights set up.
I think I also would definitely try and follow.
Okay.
Stick to the corners and just kind of wait around.
Yeah.
Go and just sort of go to another corner.
Amazing.
And then he wants to try and get to where all these bits of food are being collected.
Yeah, sure. You come to this town square. There are still houses and like small businesses like a butcher's and a baker's and a candlestick maker's all around the edges here, but they've all been kind of decorated with sprigs of holly and mistletoe is hanging, signs of nature. Not as much as you'd maybe hope to see, because then there's this very sparkly stuff that's been put up as well, that seems wrong somehow to you. It seems like, were this to get into the ecosystem...
Are we talking tinsel?
We're talking tinsel. It's just a little bit grating on you. But you can see there are these massive tables that have been set up, and in the centre of this square is a giant, huge tree that has been cut down, put in a pot, and covered with candles and oranges and dried fruits and all sorts of other things. And you can hear, it's still hanging on by a thread, you can hear the tree go, oh.
Oh no.
We are the monsters.
So I can hear this tree sort of speaking.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Can I get close to the tree?
You can get closer to the
I
tree.
think maybe get in the pot just below
Sure.
it. Just put my hand on it. Are you over there, buddy?
I'm dying.
Not so good then.
No.
How can I help?
Oh, you can tell my wife I never loved her.
Well, whatever you wish, I'll do it.
Going out, no regrets. Oh, honestly, I've got so much on me, so much citrus. My branches, they're so heavy.
How about one last hurrah?
Hurrah!
Do you want to make a bit of scene?
More than anything.
I want to try... I don't know, it's going to be really hard, I think. I want to try and find something to wrap around the tree.
Like tinsel.
Like maybe some tinsel.
Okay.
In an effort to try and pull it down.
Okay.
And make a mess of the whole thing.
Just make a mess. It's a big tree.
It is.
What level are you at?
I'm at 2. Yeah, it's quite... Can't at least wrap it around.
I would say...
Make
Can
it
I
look like
decorate
it's
the
been
tree?
decorated. In a way that it's made like a proper knot, yeah.
I would say, I'm so sorry, I have a producer slithering on the floor behind me here.
It's unknowing.
I would say that... I would say that to get it around the tree... I mean, you're in the pot.
Yeah.
I'm looking for one success.
Okay, that's fine. Alright then. I'm going to use a luck point.
Whoa!
I think so.
It's a 3, 3 and a 2, basically. So,
Ooh,
yeah.
you start wrapping this tinsel around this tree. It keeps getting caught and snagged,
Yeah.
and like you've only got a certain number of digits, and you keep getting tangled up in it as well.
Okay.
And I think what happens is that you think you're like, okay, I'm getting the hang of it now, but you've just wrapped yourself in tinsel
Oh God. Okay.
rather than the tree.
Sure. This is not what I hoped for. Oh God. Okay. I want to try and slip out of it.
Okay.
And I'll just talk to the tree again. We'll do this in a little bit. I'm not quite ready.
I've got quite the vantage point from here. Do you want me to see if I can find something for helping with that?
Sure. What can you see?
Houses, more houses. They've strung up things everywhere. I think with the right push, I could almost reach out with a branch and grab it.
If you could do that, that'd be great. Yeah.
Cool.
Rooting a tree, I love it.
Fuck it, why not?
That's it. Tis Christmas time.
I'm gonna, on the
Yeah.
fly, be like, this tree is an elemental.
Yep. Yeah. All right.
Let me decide what kind of level this tree is.
Add that to the notes.
Okay.
Inventory.
Okay.
Giant Christmas tree.
I'm gonna say this is a level 3 tree.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But as an elemental, he has the spell where he can choose a location in sight to teleport to.
Okay.
It's like he's going to relay this information to you,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I've felt weak and unable to do this before. But if you can point me in a direction, I can get myself there, and perhaps that could do something.
So we'll teleport the entire tree.
Yeah.
All of the decorations just flat.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
I'll,
mischief,
That is mischief.
I'd say.
yeah, I'll try and find like the nearest, maybe house that's got like low tinsel maybe wrapped around
Okay.
the edge of its roof.
This is quite hard. So I'm gonna have him
Yep.
roll all 3 of his pool.
Yep.
And you can add your pool to this
Okay.
because you're helping.
Sure.
We're freewheeling now with this,
Nice.
just because I think this is fun.
Okay.
Can someone chuck me a d6? I gave all mine away. Thank you. Oh, my d6, yay. So,
Where are you teleporting? Just inside someone's house.
I think more like
Stole it.
next to someone's house.
Right.
Then it might fall over or something. I'm not sure.
let's do it.
Okay. I got 1 success on my end.
I also got 1 success on my end.
Not quite enough.
It's not quite enough. What happens is, because it's a level 1 spell,
Yeah.
it bamfs.
Yeah.
But it bamfs with limited.
Okay.
It basically, it's so rooted in this pot now that it is kind of hindering it, and it just wobbles rather than moving anywhere.
Does it shake any of its decorations?
A few oranges fall off, I
Okay,
think.
alright.
Yeah.
That'll do for now. Don't worry about it.
I tried. Lights.
You did your best.
I've done my best.
Okay. We're quite near some of the food as well.
We are, yes.
Can I find like maybe a little pot of salt or something to spoil the food?
Ooh, okay, yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to say there are 3 tables of food here. You've got your pies and savouries, you've got your desserts and sweet treats, and then you have a mountain of pasties, because it's Cornwall and we all know at every event there's a pasty table.
Yeah. I think he'll aim for the sweet treats. I think that'd be much more of a salty.
Amazing.
Didn't
Okay.
expect that kind of thing.
This is just a cheeky little bit of mischief.
Cheeky
So
little
I'm
bit.
going to say I want 1 success on this.
Come on, I can do that at least. I can do that, yes.
Huzzah!
Fortitude.
Explain to me what you do to this sweet treat table.
Maybe some of these sort of tarts. If they're just kind of like the jelly bit in the middle, try and pour some of this sort of salt over some of these tarts. Hopefully it'll like dissolve in so no one can really see it. And then just wait for the carnage. People just
Incredible.
go, "Ugh."
That itself just fills you with glee.
And what becomes
Oh yeah, of course.
of you as you
Levels up.
level up?
I think he becomes even more bulbous, and I think perhaps a little bit of his mushroom head kind of like almost splits a little bit, just kind of get a little bit more haggard. I kind of seeing Otto getting older as he grows. So he was already a little bit of an old man, and now he's an older man.
Getting on.
So yeah, I think he's got the full hands now. He's got his four fingers and a thumb. I think maybe he's got a scarf now, just like me. Actually, he's just grown like this sort of like mushroom kind of scarf. Yeah.
That's so cute.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Pisky,
Hello.
what are you up to?
I think she's kind of going back down the hill, kind of muttering to herself. Kind of annoyed that she couldn't find anything, but kind of that annoyance has kind of transferred more to like the humans now. So that she's making a beeline for the tent,
Sure.
and is going to try and just straight up try and pull it down.
Okay. You get to this tented area and you see the same thing that Otto has. This tree groaning and wobbling slightly in the middle of this area. These tents that are all set up, covering tables of food. It's weird glittery stuff that you kind of like, but you're like, oh, I feel I shouldn't, but oh. How would you like to pull the tent down?
So is there just one tent, or is there?
There is like a series of tents.
Is there
There's like
a
little
main,
gazebos.
like kind of a main tent situation? Or...
I don't think there's a main tent. It's more like a series of smaller yurts.
I guess I kind of want to go towards the one that has more people inside
Yeah.
it.
Sure. There's definitely like there's like a little admin table. I think maybe they're setting up like a tombola or something. Getting loads of like soaps and handmade goods and putting little numbers on them. And there's about, I'd say maybe about 7 or 8 people around this thing, kind of micromanaging each other.
Yeah, I think I'd like to pull that one down.
Sure.
And kind of figure out a way. The aim is to, I guess, see who is disgruntled, but who's disgruntled at the Cunning Folk, but who might just be disgruntled at all. See who's faithful and who isn't.
So it is a big tent,
It is, yeah.
and you are a little pisky.
Yes,
Do you have any luck points currently?
I have one.
Okay, good to know.
Let's go.
It's quite a thing to try and pull the tent down. Let's say if I'll just give you one. I want one success to see if you can release some of these guide ropes.
Yeah, that was the aim, was like kind of
Yeah.
like see if there was like a kind of point that would just unravel it.
Sure.
Okay.
I say roll me a mischief to see if you can pick the right rope.
That's a 2.
Take another luck point.
Oh yes, but can I use my?
You can use your
other
luck
one?
point. Yeah,
okay.
for sure.
Honestly, I need to hold one of these days. That was another 2.
Yeah, I'm afraid not. You're tugging and tugging, and it's just not giving. And I think, Otto, you can see from your point in the pot, this little pisky just like... and you realise she's not actually tugging on a guide rope. She's just pulling, she's trying to, pull a piece of straw from someone's thatched roof.
Okay. In that case, she kind of just really just like, oh, this isn't working. Can I kind of just hide somewhere and just kind of listen to the kind of the micro, because it feels like these people are kind of somewhat in charge of the situation, and kind of see just kind of what the vibe is.
Yeah,
what's going on.
absolutely. So you can hear them kind of talking over each other and going, well, I wouldn't have done it that way. Well, that's the way I've done it. Yeah, but if you did it a different way, it'd be better. Well, you're not in charge here. I am. Mr. Mayor said that I could run the tombola, and that's what I'm doing. Well, I wouldn't have even called it a tombola. Look at the state of him. And they are having a full-on bicker. one of them kind of like steps forward and goes, all right, I've had enough of this. This is how it's going to go down, all right? Mr. Mayor's left us in charge of setting up the festival, and we can't do it like we used to do it. We've got to do it different this time. So we're not calling it Solstice no more. We're calling it Cruise Moose. That's what he said, isn't it? Cruise Moose. Yeah, no, I believe that was. Yeah, that's it. Right, so we're going to do it his way, and we're not going to have none of those idols hanging around. We're not going to have any of that old singing and dancing. What about the horse? Fuck the horse. You can hear you can hear this back and forth going on as this is clearly a group of people who are not interested in the old ways.
I think Glint is enraged to hear this nonsense. And what did you say that they were kind of prepping for, like, was it prizes for the tombola?
Yeah.
Is there anything around that I could potentially use to somehow spoil the prizes? Or, like, could I just steal one of, like, the prizes?
You could absolutely try and steal one of the prizes. It's a cheeky little mischief, so I just want one success. You can do this. One of them, Siobhan. Just the one.
Believe in you.
I am just rolling one dice, aren't I?
Yeah.
So, 3.
Okay.
Oh, I can use a luck point.
Yep.
Please. The thing is, I don't want to change the dice, because when that happens, I'm going to just go with the, oh my, that's a 2.
Another luck point.
Can I actually use it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Choose
so
a
that
different.
was one.
Please use a different dice.
No. 4!
Yay! What prize would you like to steal?
What is the nicest, like the kind of top prize?
The
that we're
top
looking at?
prize? It is a prepared turkey sitting on a bed of like holly leaves and wrapped in a big red bow in an easy to carry basket.
She's like, yeah, I'm gonna go grab that one then, I think, even though I'm tiny. Yes, I shall grab the turkey.
You grab the turkey and you squirrel it away. Excellent success. How does it look as you finally go up a level?
Yay! So she has, so she's got this like giant cape of like holly leaves. So this turkey was like, she kind of picks some of the holly leaves off. But as she kind of grows, her arms kind of get spindlier. Because she's got like hands that basically kind of like light up berries. That's the kind of vibe. And yeah, her kind of arms get a little bit spindlier. The kind of cloak doesn't grow with her, so it almost kind of turns into a bit of a midi dress kind of situation. And she's got this massive kind of like droopy hat on again that doesn't grow with her, so it kind of shrinks. Looks like it shrinks a little bit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And she's a little bit taller, obviously.
Amazing.
A little bit brighter.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And now with a turkey.
And with a turkey, yeah. So she's like, picking off the holly
with a
leaves, just like
turkey.
putting them on, like kind of, arranging them.
And Otto, you would see this all unfold from your little pot. Owlman! You've traumatised some teenagers. Now what?
As is canon. Could have just been an owl. They don't know.
Just an innocent
know.
owl.
Yeah, that's it. Who said meh? Okay. It's still daytime, isn't it?
Yes.
Brilliant. Okay, so level 3. So I am sort of man-sized now.
You are man-sized, yes.
Problematic.
This does mean that things are going to get a bit harder for you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thought it might. So back to my little crack under the church where he hides. He's just got some rags and stuff and kind of covered himself over a bit. I think he's heard all sorts of commotion coming from the village over yonder, so he's going to make his way towards there, sticking to any kind of shadows he can.
Sure.
Being a full-size owl man, try and find his way onto some of the thatched roofs and just kind of ducking around in
Assassin's
chimneys.
Creeding it.
For sure, yeah. SEO auditory owl.
And what are you hoping to achieve with this course of action?
definitely kind of listening in for information about the mayor. Just want to try and get stuff away from the graveyard, and if they're looking at getting rid of the bonfire, etc. in town, that's where the fire can stay. That's fine. You want that there? That's fine. You leave that as is.
Keep that.
That's fine. If you want that, you have that. If you don't want that, we've got issues. So yeah, just listening in on what's going on, who's kind of in charge of this.
Sure. I think with everything that's kind of gone on, it's fairly easy to work out that this Mr. Bear seems to be the top brass here. And people are still hustling and bustling around, and you can see a lot of them tend to be kind of going back and forth from the town square. You get this kind of sense of a real division in the community at the moment. There are those, particularly some of the older generation and the younger, at kind of two ends of the spectrum, a little bit upset that things are changing, a little bit annoyed that they're having to, get rid of these old traditions. And then there's a kind of like a more consensus amongst the generation who are working, who are parents, who have to make sure that they play the game, who are trying to encourage them to just get on board with it. It'll be fun, it'll be great, there's nothing to worry about. But Dad, what if the owl man eats me in my sleep? No, that's just a story, little Jimmy, don't you worry about that.
This is everything he wants to hear. Okay, so can I see any of the older people that are kind of stuck to those traditions, want to keep like the fire burning instead of a tree and all that jazz?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you see two old ladies sat on these kind of granite steps outside their house, and they have like fishing nets that they are fixing, and they are shaking their heads. They don't look happy. Oh, honestly, if I could get away with it, I'd have murdered him. You wouldn't have. I would have. When he comes a knocking with that blinking pamphlet, as if any of us can bloody read, saying that we gotta change it all up this year. Well, you can't just spring that on a person, can he? No, you can't, that's right. Well, I says to my Terry, I says, I ain't going down to that party, no way. We'll be keeping our solstice at home, thank you. I'll be burning my log on the Yule, and I'll be putting out me mackerel for the bucket, same as I done every year. That's good for you, that is, Teresa. It is, isn't it?
Perfect. So...
You can't let me just get away with that, because I will talk to myself all over.
I was going to say, it's going to love to go. She's off, we'll let her go. Just let her roll. Just pull the cord and just let her roll. This is exactly what I was looking for. I'm level 3, aren't I?
You are.
My level 3 spell is Seeing Red, which allows me to attempt to elicit a violent rage in a person that I can see. So these two old ladies are going to get fucking violent about the whole thing. They don't want it. They've had none of it.
Right.
I'm not here for change.
Wicked.
And they know who's the issue.
It's 2 successes you need
Let's
on
go.
this one. And is it one creature you can target?
In
Is it
a
a
person, yeah.
I assume
Let's
you're
hope
going
one
for.
doesn't kill the other.
I assume you're going for Teresa.
Sure, yeah. The
Yeah,
one that
sounds
looks
like
more
the angry
burly.
one.
Yeah. She's got like
Wild
an anchor tattoo on her forearm and
Yeah,
things.
she's covered in ankles.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. That's a 3, a 4, and a 5.
It's a 2.
It's a 2,
Sorry.
a 4, and a 5.
That is still a success.
She'll do.
How does your magic look as it kind of...
So he's covered in these sort of tendrils of cloth and rags, and just this dark arm just kind of peels from under it and just pushes sort of that energy towards them.
Okay.
Just watches the red mist descend behind
And
Teresa's eyes.
it is a red mist that surrounds Teresa's eyes as she takes her crochet hook and snaps it clean in
We've all
two.
been there.
And she is just going to stab it
Shit.
into her own
Oh,
thigh.
I thought she was going to go for the other one. That's fine.
And the other one into her friend. No. She is kind of... that bloody and is going to get up and start marching with purpose towards the town centre. And I think that is the perfect time to take a break.
Sounds good.
Oh, fab.
Oh.
Why?
Welcome back to the Cunning Folk. Last we left off, our little sprites, cryptids, and mushroom boys
Mushroom boy.
were doing some reconnaissance to find out what had been happening to the offerings and traditions left around the solstice for them. What was happening with the mortals, and a mix of successes and failures have led to some leveling up, some super leveling up, and some just about making it. But they have they have parted ways to collect information, and we are now going to reconvene. Let's say you reconvene again on the moor to discuss with each other what you have found out, and we're going to jump straight back into it. No fuss, no muss, nothing at all. With Owlman telling us what your next level looks like.
Sure, yeah. So, again, with those sort of draped fabrics, rags, that almost completely takes over his form now. He's just this mass of, like, writhing, just bones and feathers under this drape. Still with that porcelain mask kind of, like, jutting out through the front there. So it's like you're met with this face, and then there's just this being of something behind.
Incredible.
Real discreet.
Real subtle.
Real subtle.
Let's just do a whip round, and let's have a little reminder about what levels everyone is at. So we'll start with the knocker over here.
I think we're both on 2.
So knocker's on 2.
Yeah.
I am on level 3.
Ooh.
4, better.
Owlman on 4.
2.
2 for the Pisky.
And 4 for the Spriggan.
And 4 for the Spriggan. Wow, a little bit of a mixy-moo going on.
Let's go.
So, some time has passed. Maybe it's been a day or so since your escapades in and around the village, and you find yourself back on the moor, and the beast looking a little bigger than you saw him last. The eyes a little darker, blood around his toothy maw. Well, friends, what did we discover?
I found this coin.
Cool story, bro.
I didn't know if you knew what it is. I can't read, you see. I don't know if you could.
I can't read either. I'm a panther.
You seem so well read.
It's an illusion.
Well, I don't know if you recognise any of these markings, but it was near one of the destroyed cards.
Do you show everyone else the
Yes.
markings?
Can we-
Shiny, isn't it?
Anyone who wants to interact with the coin can make a mischief to see if you can discern something about it.
Do we get 2 dice at level 2 then?
You do get 2 at level 2.
Oh, 2 1s.
What's
Luck
the success?
A success is a 4 to a 6.
How
But if
many?
you get more than 1 success, let me know.
Okay.
So you just need the 1 success.
Just need the 1 success.
Yeah, I succeed.
I've got 2. I've got 2.
Oh,
So that's an over success,
it
I
is an
believe,
over success.
Which means I go.
You do go down. I think what happens to you is you get a nosebleed because you've just thought too hard. But with that over success and that level down, you do get the information that this is come from a chain of things like this. The holes on either side say that it was connected to something else and was likely someone of importance in the mortal world. Someone maybe like a mayor.
It's a very important thing, this. as he strings.
So good, I'll keep it. So I kind of doesn't really want anyone else to like have it. It's like,
We could tease the mayor with it.
Got your coin in there.
Come and get it, bitch.
well, I'll keep it for safekeeping. So.
Not much going on in the mines. I'm gonna lie.
Had a hasty.
We had some pasty. We also found a great old guy. He's salt of the earth. He is salt of the earth. Really wants a bath. And a cider. So if anyone wants him to do anything, I say just give him a bath and cider, and he might be on board. Also believes in us. Actually, probably about 10 miners do now. A little bit more than me.
Sort of tip the scales.
Yeah. I think winter solstice is going to happen down the mines this year. You're all invited.
The mortals have been meddling down by the beach. They're putting up the bonfire. They're starting to put these tube things in. It shot me out like woo.
What?
I know not what you speak.
They had this little tube thing where it went day to night to day again. Like the water went through it and then came out the other side further down, like portal. And then they
Like a tunnel.
A what?
It goes under the ground.
One of them. But a man-made one instead of like covered with rocks and things. And then it took me down beach, and then I got the seagulls to stop the bonfire. So
Don't we want the bonfire? In that part of winter solstice?
I think we want the bonfire, we don't want the tree, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to stop the guy from stopping one.
Yeah, stop the
Stop the guy from stopping the bonfire.
bonfire. That was like, no.
Bonfire with more wood, yeah.
Hang on, there's a layer here.
We've all
I
had a
stopped-
wee sense, it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. My brain's gone. I stopped the guy stopping the bonfire by getting the seagulls to attack him. So we got the birds on our
Did you
side.
see what he looked like?
He just wore shorts
And a
Just
pointy
shorts.
hat.
and a pointy hat.
Did he have like any gold on him? Did he look like he was important?
He was carrying sticks. I didn't see him carrying no gold.
Okay.
So we should bugger him up then.
Yeah.
Bugger him up.
Okay. And who's the truth teller then? Because we don't know. Is it
No sign of truth teller on my part.
no? Not any other names it goes by.
Well, it sounds like I heard some people setting up I don't know what it was, some kind of
Tombola was that?
tombola. Right. It sounded like they were all kind of being ordered to do it by the mayor. So, and judging by our fancy coin, maybe.
Sounds like some dark magic.
It does sound like some dark magic.
Capitalism.
The worst magic of all. Consumerism.
So it's all happening on the beach then.
Everywhere.
I think so.
Mm.
They chopped down a really big tree. I know.
The bastards.
Should have knocked it down.
I was trying. I got myself wrapped up in this sparkly stuff. It went fucking tits up.
Looking at me like,
All seems to be from the mayor, telling people what to do and what not to do.
I reckon so.
Mayor's a villain.
Oh, absolutely.
The Owlman will just interject with mortals, old mortals, angry. I don't know why.
Once I get a bit powered up, me and Tommy think that we can spread a rumour. We've been thinking about rumours, and one that we reckon will be really, really good is that if the mayor gets rid of winter solstice, all pasties will go away.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I know that rumour, I do.
Yeah? Alright, we've just got to get ourselves all jacked up first, eh?
Well, it
I'm finding it
sounds.
quite difficult.
It sounds to me that if you want to get, as the Tommyknockers say, jacked up, maybe some little mischiefs might help you achieve that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I can try.
smack
I can
that
try.
drink.
I did steal this turkey. They seemed to find it was quite important.
That turkey's gonna get cold with no feathers.
Oh, I know. I don't know. Yeah, it's gone a bit brown as well. Like, well,
Go free.
Fly, Augustus!
Be free. Join your friend.
All the giblets tumble out.
Has it still got a wishbone in it, that turkey?
Oh yeah.
Can I cheeky use it as a luck point? Keep it.
Stealing my wishbone. My turkey.
I
did. Fair.
Do you know what? I love that.
That's
Roll. I want one success from you to see if you can take, and I will let you. If you right. Actually, no. Let's do it because you want that wishbone for a luck point. What we're gonna do? We're gonna flavour it a certain way. I want one success, which will get you a level up, and I will right here, right now, make that wishbone into something for you.
Yes, 2 successes.
Oh
Oh no, did I overcomplicate that?
You
Can I use a luck point to re-roll one of
Yeah,
them?
you can.
Oh, 1 please. 6!
You unfortunately go down a level to a level 1, but you do have the wishbone.
Okay.
And I will be kind here because I love the thinking behind it. I will say at any point you can ingest that wishbone
Yeah.
to give you access to any spell on your spell list.
That's
That's
awesome.
cool.
That's
We'll
Good.
flavour it like a D&D wish,
Yeah.
essentially.
I love that.
Yeah.
I've got a little voice now. I think I could do that rumor now.
I see somebody take something from the turkey and just reach out this black claw to just take the turkey from my own and just sort of devour it.
Oh, I wish I hadn't thrown that now.
You've still got some of the holly and
I
things
do,
from
I do.
it. And you've got the basket.
My treasure basket.
Well, friends, companions, it seems to me that maybe a plan is afoot. I've got many, many important busy jobs to do here on the moor. Otherwise, I would totally come and help you. But you know, mortals aren't gonna spook themselves. I leave it in your capable hands, claws, spores.
I just retreat into the shadows.
Where to first?
Where all the people are to make mischief.
If you want to spread your rumour, I saw a big fucking table full of pasties.
Oh yeah.
If I get rid of them, we're getting hiding out somewhere. That way,
Hide all
your
the
rumour, won't it?
pasties. It starts. It begins.
This is the most Cornish shit I've ever heard. I love it.
Pasty hide.
Hide the pasties!
I love that this setting was, you know, you can make it whatever you want,
Yeah,
you
I
can
love
do
it.
however you want to flavour it, and the best revenge is get rid of the pasties!
I'll bloody know them.
Fuck me up.
Show them.
Amazing. So are you guys heading back towards the village then?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. So as a group, you stick to the shadows. Some of you finding it a little harder than others, particularly Spriggan and Owlman. You might have to kind of take a little bit of extra time, but those of you who are smaller can kind of hide in the nooks and the crannies along the way, but you eventually return to the village. Things have progressed here a little bit. There's more of this tinsel that you found earlier being strung from doors. There are presents being wrapped in beautiful papers with bows and shiny looking things, but they're not for you. They seem to be hoarding them for themselves.
Can't have that.
And whereas Oggy, as the bucker, you would usually walk these streets at this coastal village knowing that there'd be plenty of baskets of mackerel for you. There's only 1 or 2. Whereas before there would be a basket on every single doorstep.
I think this is absolutely sacrilegious. We need to fix this right now.
I won't be taking none of that.
Can we swap around all the presents?
Oh.
Yeah. Let's say you go back to the tree from earlier,
Yeah.
where a lot of people have left gifts and presents beneath it. It's like, this is awful. Anyone who wants to steal a present can make a roll. I'm looking for one success. However, if you want a bigger present, add more dice to it and let me know how many is in your dice pool.
I would like to use my magic of to the earth and rapidly decay the tree.
Oh, nice.
I want to make
Okay.
this thing dead.
I'm going to come back to that in a second.
To ease its
Yes.
Yeah.
We're at level 1, so
Nah, it's not happening to me.
take a luck.
No, fail.
A luck.
I've got one success for a small.
Amazing. So you get to go back up a level, and you've definitely got a present.
I'm not going to bother.
Not Alman's got his turkey. He's set.
Yeah.
I'm not stealing presents. I do want to steal as many sparkly bows as I can from the presents.
1 success, please. You can do this.
It's 2 dice now, isn't
It is 2 dice. You've got
Many
2
dice
shots.
Now, you see, come on. Ooh, 6 and a 3. So yeah.
Yep, absolutely. You can get. Let's say for a 6 sparkly bows.
Well, I'm gonna put them all in my bag.
Lovely.
You go up.
So for the knockers, I think you go to try and like steal these presents, but you get distracted by the scent of pasties behind you. Alman's just not bothered.
Stick into the shadows.
Are you still
it's all too
Are you
varied.
looking out for a certain old lady?
Yeah, I want to see where she's gone to.
Amazing. Oggy, you get a small wrapped gift. It's your choice whether you open it now or you save it for later.
I don't think he has the patience. I think he would just sort of just absolutely just hammer the bow that's on it and try and just get in.
Amazing. Inside is so you're now in your scarf form, aren't you?
I am
Having
in my
leveled up.
scarf form.
There is a little knitted hat in this
God.
package. And it is poorly knitted. It is loose and in places and too tight in others. There are little strands poking out, but it is the most beautiful thing you have ever seen. And you now have this nice knitted hat that you have for yourself.
Can I read at all? 'Cause I
Yeah.
Is there like a little label on it so I know who made this present?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it says to Terry, all my love, Secretary Joan.
Joan.
I couldn't think of any other secretary.
Joe.
I think he'll put the little hat on and he'll just sort of say to himself, Joan, you can consider your debt paid.
Joan
I'll
will be
remember
spared
you.
this time.
Yes. Untouchable Joan.
Incredible. So we're killing the tree.
Yes.
He's already dying anyway.
He's dying. He's just putting him out of his misery.
What level spell is this for you?
It's a level 4.
Okay, so we need 3 successes.
Or is it 2?
It says
Oh, was it 2? 2
Yeah.
successes. Oh, go for it then, yep.
A 4 and a 5.
Nice.
Explain to me what happens as you kill this tree.
It says I can see it, and seeing as I'm like 8 foot, I'm not going into the middle of the town. I'm just looking at it going, those bastards, they're absolute bastards. It's just kind of doing, almost letting like a scent out, and to kind of like help the tree age. You just kind of see almost like, like a cartoon where you can see like the pie smell. It's kind of like that, but it's kind of like all the different pollens and things like that. And as it hits the tree, it just kind of starts aging it. The pines start turning brown, and it just starts like.
Yeah, I think that the pine needles start to fall. The oranges that have been used to decorate this tree start to shrivel. The candles melt at an incredible rate as it withers and dies, and you hear as the last pine needles get blown onto the wind. Spriggan, remember me. You killed the tree.
A little tear falls down and goes, he's gone to a better place. Done the right thing. Would I level up then?
You would level up, yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Sorry. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I get a level up.
What does is this your final form?
It is my final form.
What does your final form
So
look
it's like a 12-foot, almost like Trevant, sort of like tree map.
Shall we put it in the pot?
Yeah. I I've gone over and just carved off the bark to make a mask.
Oh my god.
He's kind of used some rocks like are laid around the town to sort of like make an arm. Other part of it's kind of just sort of like weave. So one arm's made of like vines, the other one's made of rock. But he's got like a wooden sort of face mask, and his mustache is proper big, almost like biker style.
Not even a beard, still just a mustache.
Yeah, just a mustache.
Just a hell of a
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah.
Incredible upper lip strength.
To the point I've like cut a hole in the mask just so the mustache came out.
So we've killed the tree, we've nicked some presents, and
better
you've
do
got
some
the whip of
mischief.
pasties.
Yeah. Is anyone carrying anything for the party?
There are, at this point in the day, I think you've come to town early, so people haven't quite started their day yet. So you've got a little bit of time to have the run of this area.
Should we do something to the pasties?
Shall we eat them?
We could eat a bite out of every one of them.
Yeah. And then spit in them.
Yeah.
Spit cold.
Spit.
Like black mucusy.
Yeah.
Amazing. You can do so. I'm going to say between the two of you, so we're going to do this together.
Mm-hmm.
I would like a total of 3 successes between the two of you.
And we got.
So
I've
that's
only got
4
one dice, I think.
I've got 2 luck points.
Look.
Ah.
Well, I can't get
Can I
us out of
spend
this.
2 luck points to roll 2 more dice?
Yeah.
Okay, we've got one success. Oh, I can do it. I can do a luck point as well. Please. I want to do something. There we go.
We got 1 success.
We got 2. because
Two
you got 6 and we got
successes.
6.
It's still, we had to be 3 between the two, so
Oh,
you
bugger.
both take a luck point. And yeah, I think as you come towards this pasty table, you go to take a bite, and with this idea of, yeah, we'll put the black soot in it, but it's a pasty. You can't befoul a pasty.
He's quite down.
And I think the both of you just sit there having this introspective moment, staring at this pile of
I
pasties.
can't do it, can you?
No.
Oh. Alright, put them back. Let's go back to the drawing board.
Okay. How about we just steal them?
Steal them, yeah.
I can create a bit of a distraction and then you can keep them all hidden.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will try to create a thick fog centered on a spot that I can see. So to try and mask our movements of taking passes.
Are they in anything?
They're
just
sort of
like-
like on plates and bags in.
You reckon we can use your
My
basket?
basket, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. What level spell is this for you?
3 level.
So 2 successes, yeah?
Yeah. Fuck no.
Luck
Okay.
point. And
Nope. Oh yes, sorry.
it is at this point that
No.
you start hearing of heels on the cobbles as a lady carrying like a big basket of fresh bread starts to come down and does a double take. She thinks she spots, I don't know, maybe a boy in a hat. Is that you, Tobias?
I think it'd just be stun gun.
What are you doing out of this hour? Does your mother know you're out?
Just try and like back away, and we will try and cast Zip It to try and mute her.
Okay. What level?
Level 2.
Okay,
And
so 1 success.
That is not a success. Get up. Oh, hang on. I only rolled 2 dice. Now it's a success.
Okay. What does Zip It look like as you mute this woman?
I think like maybe in one of the little sort of tears in my little mushroom head, like a little puff of like spores comes out, and then it reaches her, and it just causes her like lips to just sort of shut and seal. And then I'll just scuttle away.
And she drops her basket of bread and is like running away from this scene.
Cool. Undetected.
Smooth. And with the success.
Yeah. Ooh. Do I level up?
You level up.
Crikey.
Level 4, isn't it?
Level 4 onion mushroom man.
Tell me about level 4.
Okay. Well, he's got obviously the little hat that he's got from his present,
Yeah.
and his scarf. I think he's now grown like a proper old man mustache himself, but very like wiry. It's not quite like full; it's just a bit haggard, and I think just even more tears on the mushroom head. Maybe like there's like a chunk missing here and there. But now he's got like super sort of like hairy arms almost, but it's just like little twigs. So he's just much more of like a bulbous onion with a mushroom on top.
A fine meal.
Rounded to die.
But he's like 6 foot tall now.
This is quite the scene that's happening here. We've got like this massive tree ent, eldritch horror,
Sure.
and a 6 foot tall onion mushroom man.
As wide as he is tall.
Yeah.
This
Definitely.
is making me think. Maybe us little ones can go and find the mayor. Because you can't do that now. He's too big.
Well, I was thinking, is there any? Do we know where the pasties are being made?
You don't know where the patties are being made. Oggy would probably have surmised from his Starry Gazy Pie day that they've been made by various women in the town and brought here.
In that case, I feel that we need to get it at the source so we could destroy all the ovens in this village.
Stop the
One
pasty
Like
by
production.
that.
one. Stop the means of production. I
Oh,
guess.
right.
Sounds good.
Seize it, some might say.
Kill fire.
Yeah, so can we, I guess, if...
Yeah.
do you wanna-
Sure. What I will let you do then, if everyone wants to get involved in this and seize the means of production, I didn't mean for it to be this anti-capitalist, but here we are.
When it works, eh?
Let's say I will let each of you tell me how your character specifically will try and jam up or destroy the ovens, and we'll each roll according to that. Okay? So, have a second just to kind of think about things.
Where are the ovens?
The ovens are in the houses. It's a small village, so I'll
Yeah.
say that if you get a success, you will get a certain amount of ovens.
Less anti-capitalist, more destroying local business.
Yeah,
Wicked.
sure.
Merry Christmas, let's go!
We'll go for the small businesses.
Shop local, guys.
Yeah, shop local.
Are they wood powered, gas powered?
They are like wood
Wood.
powered, yeah.
Maybe soak all the wood, like
Okay.
with water, like a lot of water, so it won't ignite.
Okay, so we're going for a water-based extinguishing.
Yeah.
And I'll like chuck a load of dirt in there and like little rocks and things.
Okay,
Yeah.
Just
water and
douse
dirt.
it all.
Rocks down the pipes.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
I think I'd like to, with the all the bows and stuff that I collected, maybe kind of get some of this sparkly tints on as well, and just like stuff the chimneys,
Yeah.
stop the oxygen,
Sure. Yeah.
emit some plastic fumes into the air. It's like,
Committing war crimes.
Dark. Okay, we can do that.
Can I try again? It's like maybe some like tree sap or something.
Mhm.
I want to try and sort of block up the hinges on the doors of the ovens, so they
Okay.
can't get in. Like any passes are in there, really burn, that kind of thing.
Okay, lovely, lovely.
I'm going to make it so all of the wood that's not soaked or covered in dirt is just going to decay, so almost like get the termites to just eat through the wood, that it can't actually be lit properly.
Okay. And Owlman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you?
The most
Yeah, you.
How the hell would he go about this? He likes the idea of killing the fires, but would it be possible to wait till nighttime? When's the actual celebration happening?
You would know that the solstice is in 2 days' time, so you've got a bit of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've kind of gone a bit early on some of the foods,
Okay,
but it's fine because people have been kind of picking at it throughout anyway.
As you would.
Yeah.
It's good spread on. Okay, if I can wait till night time and start walking through people's dreams.
Yeah.
As you do.
Yeah. Owlman does it again.
Classic Owlman.
It sounds really daunting, but just to plant the idea that they don't even like pasties.
Oh, that's devilish.
No, but then they'll be not upset when all the pasties are going to go.
Gosh,
They forget how to make them. They forget the recipe.
they forget the recipes for
Yeah.
the pasties. This
That's
golden
amazing.
They
thing.
forget how to crimp.
They forget how to properly crimp.
Properly crimp.
They put mince.
Niche content.
Oh!
Suck.
Hanging.
Stop making dessert pasties.
Oh, jeez. This is controversial stuff here, guys.
Gets into the head that they like ginsters.
Level down.
Here, have you heard about them new Gregs?
We stand corrected.
Cool.
So if I can do that,
Yeah, cool. Right, so I think we'll start with the lower tiers. I would like one success from the knockers to be able to dirt and water the wood supply.
Okay. How many? That's 3 rolls.
You get 2, I get 1.
Oh, 2
That's
successes.
not a success.
What did you get?
I got a 5 and a 6.
But it's between us, I only got 2.
Yeah, they are separate things though, dirt and water, so it's a luck point for you.
Can I re-roll with
You
a
can.
luck point? 5.
Success. So you managed to make these. How do you wet the wood? Level down.
Oh.
To make it extra gross, I could do it in the toilet, like just take
Yeah.
kind of dunk it in the
yeah.
toilet, stamp it down.
And they've all got
Dunkin'
those really gross old outside toilets as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, fully beautiful.
Long,
And,
meticulous process.
and you get your level up.
Yay!
Tommy Knocker, number 2. You have got an over success. So you've done really well at covering these logs with dirt.
I think you go down one.
However, you get caught in the act burying these woods in dirt by, let's say, a fisherman just about to start his day, as he goes to kind of like, the wife's asked him to pick up some wood before he goes, so he's gone down to the shed and he opens the shed door to see you knee deep in mud holding all his wood. Oh, bloody hell!
Do I go down a level?
You
or am
do
I...
go down a
Right,
level.
Maybe do that.
I've got to be level 2.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Small Victorian child.
I guess I'm just going to be like, go back down like, oh, bastard.
Yes. Love it.
And he'll sort of like close the door on you.
Yeah.
And what he's gonna do is he's gonna try and block you in.
Okay.
So he's gonna try and sort of like move things in front of the door so you can't get out.
Right. Can I cast Wish on him?
Tell me about Wish.
So, I found out the deepest desire of anyone I could see.
You can't. I will say you got a glimpse of him before you
Yeah.
closed the door.
Okay.
His deepest desire.
Do I need to roll for this or?
You do. What is it?
No,
what
no,
level is it?
1.
1. Oh, then you don't need to roll. It
Okay.
just happens. His deepest desire. He wants to be a renowned watercolor painter.
Shout your paintings are shit.
Can I?
Yeah.
So mean.
Your paintings are shit.
Why would you say something like that? Who are you? What are you?
Can I convince him to let me out? let me out and I'll say they're good.
Roll a mischief. I want 2 successes on this one.
You're only level 1.
Oh, you're
Right,
only
that's
level
not
1. 1
possible.
success then, and I'll let you do it.
4.
Yeah, goes. cracks the door open. You mean that?
Oh, you do? And then I'll run outside and I'll go, nah, shit, like.
That man is emotionally traumatized for the rest of his days. So we've got watered and muddied wood.
Am I back up to level 2?
You. Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on. Have it. Have it. What were we doing again with
I was
the.
getting some tree sap to
That was it, tree
sticky up the
sap.
hinges.
Yeah. I would say you can sneak in. Oh, you're big now, though, aren't you?
6-foot onion mushroom man.
Yeah.
In the flesh.
Could you throw it through a window?
Ooh, I would say.
That'll be even harder though. wouldn't it?
I will let you
Yeah.
break
Yeah,
into
but
people's
you-
houses and do this.
Okay, yeah.
You are massive.
I just want to see him try and get through a
I
window.
would
Big
consider that
onion
rude.
arse and little legs.
I would like you to
Jeez.
get 4 successes.
Okay, now. Oh,
In this economy.
blimey. Okay. 4, 6, no. 2 successes.
You got that point.
I do have a luck point, but I don't think I can only reroll 1 dice. for
Oh,
that.
yeah, sure.
Okay, I would say
Failure.
on 4 successes, I would have let you kind of absolutely smash it. On 2 successes, I will say that you managed to get into the house that you saw the starry gazy pies being made in earlier,
Yep.
and you managed to get that house and maybe a couple of others.
okay.
However, that cat from earlier
Oh.
spots you again
Oh, much bigger
and
now,
starts.
Now, if you weren't such a bugger earlier, let me hear that fucking cat clap.
And he kind of like he flicks up 2 of his claws towards you. But
Temptation
he's
to kick him.
That cat.
As a grumpy old man.
he's gonna start trying to like chase you basically.
God.
You are 6 foot, act like it. Oh no, not play tabby. It's so round.
God. My base instinct is Jack is like, I don't want to do anything horrible to this cat.
I know, yeah.
It's like, fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Throw it a fish.
I want to try and like puff a bit of smoke in his face.
Oh, very nice.
Okay,
Try like a bit of a get away.
cool. Little mischief. That is 1 success.
Sneezes at that cat.
Yeah, and let's not over succeed, shall we?
Shall we?
2 successes.
Yeah. It runs away, but the spores have kind of.
Choked it.
Mittens.
Yeah, these spores make it have a sneezing attack that's going. And it alerts the attention of the owner of the house
Oh, Christ.
as she runs in, going, "Mr. Bigglesworth!" And he's like, at which point she spots this 6 foot tall onion mushroom man in her kitchen.
Zip it. I can try and mute. That's 1 success. That's just good.
Okay,
Exactly what
so
I
that's
needed.
going to keep you on the level then.
Okay, I'll get back up again.
Is she?
So I've just shrunk
And then
and then back up again.
as she is looking aghast, with unable to speak, and her cat going on the kitchen
That's
floor.
fine. The cat could have been from the pepper from the pasties or something. It's fine. I'll just try and get around the corner.
Cool, you can book it.
Okay, I'll definitely do that. Yeah.
Amazing. Let's head over to causing mass carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yeah.
Little me.
What level are you at currently?
I think I leveled up to level 3 when I got
Sure.
I can't remember what I did, but yeah.
In that case, I would like 2 successes to be able to successfully plug up the chimneys with tinsel tat.
Because I'm going on the roof.
Yeah,
So I'm not,
yeah.
I'm not gonna,
You're not gonna
I'm
be-
not breaking and intruding.
No.
Okay.
But it is still, they're hot because the fires are on.
Yes. Right. How many sets of 3? 2?
2.
I think I over succeeded. I got 2 5s and a 6.
Yeah, you did.
The village
You start like kind of trying to shove the you start shoving the tinsel down this chimney. How do you think that you do too well at this to cause you to be spotted?
I think I'm kind of getting really like into it and kind of just like, oh, get it, tinsel. And it's kind of like flying up in the air, so it's kind of like I'm almost like waving like flags on this roof, and it's just like catching the light in like the morning, whatever. And it's just like, yeah, like get it in. Yeah.
Incredible. So yeah, I love the idea, like it's catching the light, this tinsel,
Yeah.
and you hear a as this massive ship thinks that it's a lighthouse and starts to be diverted off its course, and it starts to like get caught on a rip as it's come too far off where it should be, and you watch shoving this tinsel in as you watch a full ship get grounded on the beach.
Amazing.
And I think you feel a little embarrassed by this, and you shrink back down a level. But you have plugged up the holes.
Of how many houses?
It was an over success, so I'd say no, a fair few. I think you've got a fair few because you managed it,
Yeah.
but you've also grounded a ship on the beach.
We've all been there.
Well, yeah, it could have happened to anyone.
Any tinsel waving biscuit.
We will, in due course, find out what happens to the sleeping inhabitants of these houses.
Christ.
Murder spree.
Well, she doesn't know the toxic properties of tinsel,
Oh,
so
God.
And thatched roofs.
quite.
What are we up to over here?
Yeah.
I was going to try and introduce sort of like termites and things to sort of get the wood rotten and make it
Okay.
unusable. So it's literally they're just left with, as soon as they pick it up, it just crumbles in their hands.
I would like this. So termites are great, and I think you're at the point where they're going to do what you say. You're massive. I want 3 successes on this one.
3 successes.
Any over?
Nope.
Oh, you lucky bastard. You can't level up anymore. You're just like, I am a god. Lovely. Yeah, you absolutely smash it. Tell me what happens to this wood.
So the termites just start off as going through like one person's like stock of wood. I'm only going to target the houses that haven't left gifts outside of their houses.
Beautiful.
So it's kind of plague and pestilence kind of spreading around the unworthy, as their sort of like firewood turns to like sawdust, and they know that they won't be able to use that wood in their houses to keep them warm.
Incredible. Beautiful.
I like that.
I'm nervous. Owlman.
Yeah. So night's fallen. He's going to try and work his way through the darker parts of the streets between the lamplight. And through any open windows that have been left open, he's going to do a sort of. Does anybody remember the start of BFG where he's like blowing green through the windows?
Oh.
That scene absolutely terrified me as a little
Yep.
one. Really traumatised me, so I'm definitely going to do that. Yeah, so as he approaches these windows with his mask, he'll lift the mask and just kind of perpetuate this like substance in and around the dreamer,
Okay.
and begin to walk through their dreams.
So, what is this night terror?
It is.
So, let's. I need 2 successes from you.
There's a 6, a 3, a 3, and a 2. I'm going to use a luck point
Okay.
to choose them. It's a 2, so only 1 success.
Yeah, you you take the mask up. You loose your spell. It seems you can't quite break through into these people's minds tonight. And maybe it's because they haven't been leaving their offerings, maybe it's because their fear isn't where it should be. They don't believe in you enough to let you in at this point.
Single glazing. Owlman's biggest weakness, single glazed windows.
Add that to the wiki page.
Damp as ever now, I tell you.
Take a luck point. I will say, overall, you have mostly succeeded in stopping up the majority of the ovens in this place. And as the dawn breaks, there is shouting on the beach as sailors are trying to get off their grounded ship. There is the sound of flames from one part of the village, where a thatched roof catches alight and people emerge coughing and spluttering from their homes. Some of them. Some people go to light their hearth and find their wood sodden and refusing to ignite. Some covered in, this is urine! Others have their entire winter's worth of firewood crumble to dust in front of them. This is a village in turmoil, and the people take to the streets, shouting and yelling, crying. A cat is still on a corner, as a man in shorts and a pointed hat
Nothing else.
and a large chain comes out as they all congregate around the town square and is trying to keep people as calm as possible.
How many people are there?
This is like the village. I think we're talking about like there's a lot of people. Some doors are closed.
I would like to use my wishbone.
Okay.
To try to cast the spell Rumour Mill.
Do so. So how many successes do you need for Rumour Mill?
2 successes. And I am level 2 now, so I actually have 2 dice, so I could try this.
Fabulous.
And I've got 1 luck point to try and sort it out. Okay, I've got 1 success.
I will let you, with the wishbone, have a free reroll.
Yay, 6!
6. Okay, tell me, what do you do with your Rumour Mill?
So I just like skittle around the outside of the group of people around the mayor, and then I'm like, oh, the ovens are all broken. That's because we're not celebrating solstice. If we don't celebrate solstice, we'll never have any pasties anymore. We'll never have a pasty again in our lives. We've got to celebrate the solstice again, and then just leave it at that.
Amazing, yeah, and it does. This whisper starts to go around. We've angered the folk. We've angered the cunning folk. We won't have a pasty again. I can't live without my pasties. I could. Well, you're a pervert.
Cut and dry. That's it.
And yeah, they start to like kind of whisper. And my house is on fire. What are you gonna do about it? Where's that bloody ship come from? Eh? What are we gonna do? And the uproar starts to build and build. The crowd has started to reach somewhat of a frenzy, and this man is going to kind of plop himself up onto a table. Good people, you know that I speak the truth. You know what I say is good. I am working for a better village today. We all need to pull together. These are just a series of weird coincidences. There ain't no such thing as no cunning folk. Piskies? Spriggans? Bullshit, more like. Come on, I know you're smart, logical people. Don't let your old wives' tales trick you. Some people are kind of swayed by him, but this pasty rumour is really got people worried.
Is that old miner guy there in the crowd?
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah.
Can I try and do Rumour Mill around him specifically, and get him to believe that, like, not a single thing that comes out of the mayor's mouth is true.
Sure, make a roll. So you're looking for 2 successes on this one?
Oh, yeah, 2 successes.
And you've got 3 dice
I've got
now.
3 dice. I've got 1. I've got 1 luck point left. Can I re-roll that
You
one?
can.
No.
As a fellow Tommy knocker, can I give her my luck point?
No.
That's a
Can I use my
specific thing.
Oh yeah.
You can use your fluke to give a luck point, so you can roll that one again.
Oh. Come on, boyos. I'm going to use my pink dice.
Not meant to be.
He's just sitting there, like, on a crate with his pipe going, shame, shame. I think at this point, an old woman with a
She
broken
angry?
in half crochet hook
Let's go, Teresa.
breaks through the crowd, inspired by this rage, and she is pushing her way through, and she gets up to the front of the crowd and goes, you wrongin', you've been lording it over us for far too long, making us do things that we don't want to do. And who do you think you are, wearing shorts at this time of year? No one wants to see your knobbly knees.
You what?
Oh. Oh.
I don't know if this will work on clothing, but disarming smile.
Can you explain?
Smile at a person you can see. They drop whatever they are holding. Holding shorts on their bodies.
How many
Ramen.
successes do you need on the spell?
1.
It's quite hard. It's pushing it. How many dice have you got in your pool?
2.
I
And
want
1 luck point.
If you want to spend your luck point, I'll let you add another dice
Okay.
to do 3, and all 3 have to be a success.
Whoa.
Ah, 2 successes.
Oh!
So close and yet so far. I'm afraid not.
The fly comes down. And left
Yeah, just a little. Yeah, like, and you're flying low.
Oh, bloody loading.
She's not quite at the front, but she is pushing her way to the front as this red mist has her entranced.
Can I just like help push a couple of people out the way for her?
You're fairly little at this point, aren't you?
Oh fuck no, actually I'm not
How
anymore.
big are you? What level are you at now?
I'm in the middle. I'm at
So you're
3.
about human size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that.
Okay.
I'll take that back.
Teresa her rage has taken the form of a tirade at this point, and is shouting at the mayor. And another thing, when are you gonna fix the pothole in front of my house, eh? My Terry tripped over it twice last week. And she's just like now listing off grievances, but you can see like her knuckles are white on the crochet hook that she's holding here.
Why is she Terry who the hat belongs to? From Secretary Joan. The interweaving of this tale, my friend.
All this hot goss.
Where are we? Have we established where we're all kind of standing? Are we?
I think realistically you guys would be sort of hidden away, but maybe on the outskirts of things.
Can I still be on a? Can I just be on a roof, kind of looking at stuff?
Absolutely.
And I would like to cast Moth to a Flame on Mr. Man in the Shorts,
Okay.
which is while standing still, lure a person you can see towards you. And I guess the aim here is to kind of almost just make him seem more like kind of just annoying to everyone. It's like, oh, just walking away.
Okay.
Asshole. That kind of vibe.
How many successes do you need?
1, and I'm level 2.
Okay, roll your dice.
Please work. That was a 3 and a 2, so nothing.
Yeah, take a luck point.
I shall.
I think he kind of like, again, you're there and this tinsel is still sort of like, you've maybe got a little bit of loose tinsel that's wafting around, and he's kind of like, sorry Teresa, give me a second. What's that up there then? And he gets a little bit distracted, but nothing
Do
more.
I level down there as well?
You don't level down, you just take your luck point. You level down on an over success, which I don't think is going to happen for you, Siobhan.
I've already killed lots of people.
Yay! Oh, you did kill lots of people. I'd already forgotten that.
The success.
How
What a
messy. How about I choke them out with some like a wreath, because I can cause plants to grow bigger. So you just get it to
Oh, you
grow
like the
around
five?
the sheep. Yes.
Oh, right.
Bit of a weed between the
Choke
cracks.
him out.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Christ.
You have a congregation of a village. You have an angry woman, but you can see the mist is starting to fade. If you wanted her to do more, you'd have to do more.
Okay.
Is there anything in the situation then that could like accelerate people's mood to reinforce the rumor? Basically, is there anything nearby?
The rumor's doing really well,
Okay.
and they are angry. Like you have the crowd on your side.
Yeah. Can we set fire to the pyre?
Yeah, if you wanted to.
Is that going to be bad for us?
I think that kind of establishes what we're going for, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
want
that's
the
like
bonfire.
Celebration of it, yeah.
the Christmas trees dissolved.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
yes.
is there.
Yeah.
Carry on with the festivities, yeah.
Yeah. And it's not too early. It wouldn't bugger us up by it not being winter solstice yet.
You've got a couple of days, yeah.
Yeah, we all just die.
Shall we try and set it on fire?
Or do we make it bigger?
It might send, yeah, it might send a message, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
an explosion.
Love that sound.
This one.
I know. Give her a bit of tinsel. She turns into an arsonist.
Somebody give me fire!
The tree's really withered and like
Yeah, it's pretty dry,
ready
right?
to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
lit.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we light that first?
Oh my god, that would send a great
Just
message.
send them a
Yeah.
message like the tree.
Oh,
on
man,
fire.
kindling over it. Oh my god, do that.
Who's most likely to succeed?
Not me.
Would I be able to teleport in, being 12 foot, light a tree and get out?
I would want 5 successes for you to
Oh
do
my
that.
God.
My teleport's just my level 1 spell.
I know,
It's a high
but this
task.
is hard.
You got any
No.
luck points?
No, I've not failed to
This
get
is
that
the
point.
If anyone can do it, it's you. 5 successes.
3.
Ooh, you teleport in. You take a point of luck. But you are a 12-foot tree ent. Now, this is the interesting thing. They are all gathered around.
Yes.
This creature has just appeared. The rumor that you guys have spread has been working really well, and I think this helps this situation. You can't get there to light it on fire, but you appear in place of this tree, and someone just kind of goes, look! And the crowd turns and sees you in this moment. You have a moment where you have them at your beck and call. If you can tell me how you use this to your advantage, you have them.
Probably being spotted and it going as a little acorn comes out. It just falls along. I just go to the village and it goes, it was us, the Cunning Folk. You seem to...
Jesus. Oh, wow.
Get
it
off.
does
Yeah,
No,
wow.
no, no, as in like it's us, not like it was us that did all of this
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It's us.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, not, we've all done this.
It is us.
Yeah.
Leclerc.
Yeah. We've caused all the arson. It's us. You know, we. At this point, your faith in us is wavering. Your gifts were depleting. We thought we'd show you the reason to believe, even if it's just for a second of showing myself, to keep that magic alive and pass it from generation to generation. There's a reason you've had this much good fortune to now. It's because of us.
Has there been someone in the crowd that has been very traditional and going, we must give these presents to the Cunning Folk, we've
The
got
old
to do it?
miner was.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the old
absolutely. The
miner.
old miner was.
Teresa. She's all
Teresa's
about it.
all there.
I want to find the most really outspoken traditional person who really wants to stick to the old ways.
Okay.
If I can find that person.
Yeah.
I
Roll
would-
me. I want 2 successes, Jack. That's all I
Oh,
want.
fine
That's all I
then,
want.
yeah. All right. Yes.
Yes. You're in your final form.
I forgot.
I must know.
Must
How
know.
round is our boy?
Oh, he's bulbous now. Hell. I think
Bursted.
now he's got a little extra mushrooms coming out of the top of him. He's got one like big mushroom head, but now he's got like other little sproutlings come off a little in different places, and I think just the moustache has got bigger but just wirier, and he's got bulkier muscle arms now. He's very much like that granddad that's like still goes to the gym.
Swole pa.
Yes, exactly.
Can't look at old pictures of him for too long, that's all. Hello.
Bit of a
Granddad.
silver fox, you know.
Granddaddy.
Level dad. Amazing. Yeah, you find the person. They're not necessarily the most vocal about
Yeah,
it,
okay.
but you can see there is this older lady in a knitted shawl. She wears like a leather thonging around her neck, which has what you would know to be a hagstone around it. So a stone that has been worn away by the sea naturally to have a circle in the middle, and is said to be used for protection, but also seeing through. And I think she does clock you because you are huge. And she holds the stone up to her eye and peers at you and smiles, and you can see her wrinkled face and her little white hair drawn back into a bun, and you notice the tinctures that she keeps about her person, and she kind of nods and goes, "Ah, Bucker, is it?
It's nice to see you still believe in us.
Oh, crone for crone, dear."
I think you can make a good old difference here, love. And what's about to happen to you is your opportunity to make a difference.
All right. Is this a pyramid scheme my grandson told me about?
Bam, hit with a pyramid scheme.
I promise it's not a pyramid.
All right.
It's a
Do you need my
multi-level
account
management
information,
scheme.
dear?
I will cast Manic Monday,
Okay.
so I get to swap the minds of two living creatures I can see.
Okay.
So I want to swap her mind with the mayor's.
Okay.
Okay.
How many successes do you need?
I only need 2, but I've got 5 fucking dice. You're so wrong. Okay. No. No successes whatsoever.
No successes.
I can only re-roll one of them. So there's no point doing that at all. Give me a minute here, love. Not quite work.
Do you need a minute, dear? Do you want to try that again?
I could, but I might need a minute.
All right. Don't worry, it used to happen to my husband all the time.
I can't just immediately recast it, so
There's nothing stopping you.
let's do it again.
You've got an extra luck point now as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes, good point. I've got 2
One.
now. That's something. Cool. 1 success. 3 success. I will use a luck point to try and re-roll one of them
Okay.
to make it not a success.
Sure.
It is still a success. I will do it again on my
Okay.
second luck point, and it's not a success. So I have 2.
Huzzah. Okay, so tell me what happens to this kindly old lady.
I think as I've got her eye contact on me, I want to try and get the eye contact of the mayor at the same time.
Okay.
Sort of turn around and try and
No,
find
one eye.
She does have a lazy eye, so it's a bit easier,
that's
yeah.
fair enough. Whatever podium he might be on, trying to make his spiel, I will try and catch his eye, and then I will just, some sort of fey energy, just transfer those 2 consciousnesses
Sure.
around.
And you see on the stage the mayor kind of shiver for a second, and hunch over a little bit more, and then sort of bend their knees and, oh, this body's not quite as achy as mine was. And beside you, there's this look of confusion from this old lady, as on the stage. You know what? Screw it. Let's not do this. how's about we all just have a pasty and a nice cup of tea? We'll take all this tat down, and then in a couple of days' time, we'll just have a normal solstice. How's that, all right, Forey? And Teresa's then going, I want blood!
Where's Owlman?
You hear Owlman just like between some barrels and some carts in the shadows just go, yeah! Just retreats.
Next to you, Old Man Lady Mare,
Yeah.
To use his full title.
the third, is going to start. What's going on here? I go. No, nobody. Something's happened. What is this? Why am I an old lady?
My fucking hips.
Everything hurts. As you know,
Let's let it all play out.
your crone is
I'm just
holding
hoping
court. People like,
everyone
yeah, that sounds great. Actually, yeah, no, we could do that. Yeah, no, fine. No, yeah, all right. Well, a couple of days then. Yeah, all right. Start taking this down. Yeah. My birds, you do that. Take it all down, and maybe old Lady Pentreath could maybe do with some extra sausage rolls delivered to her tomorrow. As decreed by the mayor. Oh, that sounds good, Mary. Yeah, all right. That's dead nice of you, actually. Yeah. What about that ship over there? And she's kind of like looking at you, like.
I'm not probably just making the same.
Burn it. Add it to the fire. Teresa's like, yes, burn them all.
Look at Owlman.
And the crowd will be like quite happy with that, and they start to disperse, except for old Lady Cronemare, who is gonna sort of start trying to like grab him, going, oh no, wait, what? I'm a woman. Why am I a woman? But they all start to disperse and go back to their homes. Do you change them back at all?
I think once people have dispersed and, done their thing, I probably will just swap them back.
Okay.
When
Fabulous.
everything's laying low,
Yeah.
an old lady can get her free sausage rolls.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she'll be like, well, I'm off home then, bye. And the mayor's just stood pallid and kind of shaking on this podium, like a shitting whippet.
Shitting with it. Keeping that one.
That's great.
Oh.
My job here is done.
He looks so thoroughly traumatized.
You won't.
Good.
Is there anything else anyone wants to do in this moment?
Just
Can I throw the coin at his head?
One success.
Great.
Yes.
Oh, I over-succeeded. I over-succeeded.
Get
2
through his
times.
skull.
Knock him out.
You throw with light. So you've realised you've had this coin by the chimney that you've been plugging, and it's got quite hot. So you lob it at the mayor, and it brands him on the forehead as he and falls unconscious from shock and pain.
Great.
Hasn't the coin got his own face on it?
Yeah.
He's got his own face.
Branded on him, yeah.
And I level down because of that, right?
You do, yes, yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, but my final form is so
Final form.
cool. Oh. And yeah, she's kind of on the rooftop being like, that's what you get. Branded into your brain.
Yeah.
So.
Unconscious branded mare on the ground. Do you as folk feel satiated with his revenge?
I think Otto does, for sure.
I think all the miners are pretty superstitious now.
Oh yeah. They're gonna be
You've set
they're
that
gonna be
up.
doing the pasty thing
Yeah.
for years to come.
That's what.
Can I put the Christmas tree as part of the bonfire that's on the beach?
You absolutely can. And I think that's the start of it. It's the Christmas tree. It's the decorations they wouldn't usually use. They start taking apart this massive ship that got grounded despite this captain's protestations, like, "But my beads, I must take them to trade." Well, that's all right, dear. We could do a lovely beetroot chutney. What is this chutney of which you speak? I don't know where they're from.
Vaguely European.
Vaguely European, and I apologise.
The destination.
They're delicious. They start taking apart this wooden ship and adding it to this huge beach bonfire. But yeah, as the days kind of go on, things go back to normal. Your offerings increase. The superstitions return. People quite liked the present idea, though. So they're still gifting each other presents, but also making their donations to the Cunning Folk. And as the solstice arrives, they line the streets with their obioses in their tatters and their top hats and flame jugglers, and stories of old are abound. Music, dancing, good food, company. The Yule logs are burnt, and a warmth and a sense of community returns to this little village. Where do our Cunning Folk end their story?
I think Otto had his home somewhere in woodland somewhere. Does he stay the same size as he was?
Depends how much more mischief he gets up to, doesn't it?
Deer in there.
I think he'll find himself too big for his own home, but he'll have to make a new one. But I think he's kind of fine with that.
Yeah.
So I think he had his own little doorway in the base of a tree. So he's off to find a big, thick tree.
And with how many C's?
3 C's.
3C tree. Whoa.
Yeah.
Only 2 of them succeed, but
Yeah, I think you could see him sort of making his new home for himself. Maybe plucking a few of his little sprouting mushrooms and putting them around the edge of the tree.
And you do find that, you little baskets of fish return to the doorsteps for you. There is a cat that returns every couple of days with a little basket of mackerel. Will meow at you before slinking back into the shadows. What about our treeman?
I kind of go off to like the hills, find almost like the rocks, and find like a place I can just nestle in and watch over the town and watch it grow as I kind of just relax into the rock and let the rock kind of encase me. And as the time goes on, you just see a face in the hills, almost watching over the village as it's like watching it grow as a community.
Incredible. And I think you're joined in this venture by a seagull with an eye patch now, who likes to tell you his war stories.
He's got a little man.
He does. And then you wouldn't believe it back in old Blighty. We shall shit them on the beaches, shit them on the town. What about the Pisky?
I think Glint kind of feels a bit remorseful for the chaos caused, and kind of really enjoyed that kind of sparkly vibe that was going on, like although it was a bit garish. So I think she kind of is going to all the houses and kind of plucking some of the light up berries that she had on her body and kind of like scattering them on like mantelpieces of the homes, just to give that kind of like colourful warmth. but making it natural, making it very demure.
Very
and
mindful.
Very mindful.
Very
Very
demure, very mindful lighting choices. And then I think she kind of was like, right, my work here is done. Like there's a lovely glow from the village, and goes to the cairns and kind of just like sits on top of. I'm assuming the rocks have been placed in a. Well, not scattered anymore.
Yeah.
Kind of just sits on top of one of them, just kind of looks over the village.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And through the years, stories then begun to be told, new tales, that if you always follow the light, you will never be pisky-led, that they are there to guide you and you must never stray from their path, otherwise you will get carbon monoxide poisoning.
It's a threat to us all.
What about the owl man?
Yeah, the Owlman, after being sated from the everything that was going on in the village centre with the fire has been taken away from the graveyard now. You know, he can return to his darkness. He slinks back, waits for night time, and then under this huge cowl just kind of shakes and lets everything kind of fall away. This cowl left behind him, back to his little owl form.
There it is.
There it is, yeah. And just that's where he stays for the rest of his time now, just spooking people in graveyards every now and then. Always like every now and then, just popping in, sitting on a lamppost, and then any owl that you could see could be.
Could be.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
That was fucking weird, man. You never know what's going on in their
I
minds.
mean, over the years you do get more visitors to the graveyard, ghost hunters, seekers of the unexplained, and you might give them a little glimpse, you might not. It depends how much you want to give that day. But you can spend out your years looking across your dark graveyard, spooking teenagers and extinguishing flames. And lastly, the knockers.
I think Tommy's going to turn to Knock and be like, oh, it's all in a good day's work, innit? And then going to grab as many pasties as they possibly can, stuff all their pockets, and they're going to wander over to the mine shaft. And you know those little mine carts things?
Mm-hmm.
There's one at the entrance. And Tommy's going to always got to pay your respects, and he's going to chuck a pasty over his shoulder. And as the mine cart starts moving down the shaft, it's sort of illuminated along the shaft, and you see them go under a light, into the shadows, come back through into the light again, into the shadows, and the third time it comes back into the light, they're just not in the mine cart.
Oh,
That's beautiful.
And then maybe the mine cart will come to a little stop.
Beautiful.
that was impressive.
That's cool.
And the years go by, and the tales of the knockers continue. The offerings of the crimp is left, until the veins run dry, the mine engines slow and stop. The men frequent the mine less and less, and tales of the knockers are lost to time, like the final crumbs of a pasty. And that is where we will end our session of the Cunning Folk. Congratulations, Revenge Seekers. Well done.
Thank you so much. That was gorgeous.
Massive thank you to all of these lovely, amazing players. I hope you had as much fun as I had watching you cause mayhem. A huge thank you to Grim Games for writing this amazing system. Thank you so much, Emily Greymoore. Go follow them on socials, on TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Emily Greymoore. Also go check out grimgames.org, where you can find out more about the Cunning Folk and get your own copy. It is there on digital format, so you can play your own games. Also, you can follow us at Dragonborn Industries. We are on Twitch, YouTube. We are on the Instagrams at Dragonborn Industries. We also have our website, not Warrior Prince, I'm going into Africa. Dragonbornindustries.com. dragondbond.com, where you can find merch, you can find apparel. Our amazing founder, creator, overlord Ian makes the sexiest little dice on the planet. So go support. If you can't support monetarily, the best thing that you can do for us on this channel is like and subscribe. Tell a friend. Just tell your neighbour. Or maybe the Cunning Folk will get you. But on that note, again, huge thank you to everyone. Thank you to Ian for producing today.
Thank
We
you.
love you.
Thank you, Steph.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And yeah, be careful out there. And I've always wanted to say this. May the dice gods be ever in your favour. Bye, guys.